Sanibonani, Dumelang, Absheni. I actually cannot think of a better combination than to have a public holiday and women's football in one day. It really is going to be a good Friday indeed, but a better Friday for one of these two teams in terms of Bantwana, the under-17 South African side. They will be taking on Ethiopia in the under-17 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers that will in fact be happening in October later this year in India. For the South Africans, they have qualified in 2 of the 6 World Cups that have taken place. That was in 2010 and 2018. But for Ethiopia, they are yet to find themselves in the World Cup. So this time around, things could be very different for them. In terms of who I am, Oli Wagwazondo, namhlanje kena sila eJozi, bayibizani kwanyama ipheli phela amazinyo wendoda. Angihambi ke ngedwa ngiphethe uGloria Brown. She is the former Banyana goalkeeper and of course resident analyst here at SABC Sport. Another resident analyst, Phumuzo manager, and of course a former Orlando Pirates player. It's a very important encounter for the under-17 contingent. How are you feeling ahead of this match?
Well, good afternoon to the viewers and to yourself and a great team here on board. It's been a beautiful day, and yes, to everyone out there, happy Easter. But getting back to the game, it's really a crucial game, qualifying for the World Cup or the World Cup qualifiers. It couldn't have been put on a better day when the whole nation has got their eyes on young Basetsana. Looking at the two teams that have worked exceptionally hard to get this far, we are expecting a match. This is the youth of world's football, and all eyes on the development of women's football on the continent and in the world. It is certainly a tournament that even in the World Cup where you start looking and nurturing the future stars.
Of course, it is the first leg of the 3rd round. It's so good, Pomozo, because they do have home ground advantage as we see them there on screen inspecting the pitch.
It's always important to use home advantage, especially playing in CAF competitions, and this is what we're expecting from Abantwana today in the game that they'll be playing. They're playing at home at Bidvest Vets. I think the field will suit them. Not too big, but it's very wide. They can be able to use the width of the pitch. And what I love about these girls is a new start. It's a fresh start for Simpwe Lulu and the girls. None of the girls has a cap at under-17 level. There is one player that is Mohale, the captain. She has caps in the under-20, but nothing at under-17. So this is a fresh start for Simpwe Lulu, and I think it's going to be a great one, especially playing at home, because they've had the time to prepare. They had the whole week in camp to try and prepare for this crucial qualifier.
Absolutely, and we know that they find themselves right now in the 3rd round because Kenya couldn't participate in the 2nd round due to their ban by FIFA. Let's talk about the disadvantages that come with not having played in a prior round and having to find this tough opposition that has competed.
Just like any tournament, it is always crucial to have some game time, to have some friendlies, to have some minutes under your belt. It is a difficult moment for Coach Lulu. When we're looking at the team itself here, we're saying we are in pre-season, the league hasn't kicked off, so it's really come at a time when the players are not sharp. So you're going to look at the coach and say, how does she approach the game? Because you would expect. Bantwana is 15-year-old, 13-year-old. They're very young. And the expectation of them to try and give it their all for 45 minutes will be really too much to ask.
Also, looking at the fact that it will be the first time wearing national colors for most of them. Most of these girls is West Simpwe Lulu and a technical team. They went to all 9 provinces to have trials for under-17 national team. So some of them is the first time that they're coming to Joburg. So it will be a very big experience for some of them to be able to stand, sing the national anthem, and know that they are representing the whole country.
Absolutely, it is. It's a big stage, you know. And now Udlu ala studio wasitshela ukuthi isquad sinawo futhi nama 15-year-old, and for a lot of them, this is the first time that they're actually going to be on a national broadcaster playing the game. So it is going to be nerve-wracking for them, but they do have the support of the country. But in terms of how Bantwana rather have been building up to this encounter, let's take the latest look at the news.
In this third round of the World Cup Under-17 qualifiers, Simphiwe Dludlu's Bantwana come up against Ethiopia and they still have the second leg away.
This game is very important for us. It's very important for us in terms of the learning, in terms of improving as a team, in terms of working on the combinations, because I think they are ranked 5th. So that's a big challenge for us, and that's what we want. And going forward, I think it's going to help us improve our game. Despite the difficult preparation conditions coming into this match, it's important that Bantwana apply themselves properly on the game and try and finish the contest here as a tie. If we play according to our game plan, that's a positive thing, because we would have achieved what we want to achieve for the game.
Of course, that match will be kicking off in just a few minutes. And in terms of Bantwana, it's what we're speaking about in studio, not having a lot of competitive and game time under their belt. In fact, when you look at the last time that they competed, it was in 2020, fortunately getting that victory at home to Zambia, but previously having lost it away when they were playing at the Nkoloma Stadium in Zambia.
That basically speaks to the coaches who make sure that you use your home ground advantage. I'm expecting that today will be no different. They lost away 2-0 to Zambia, did enough to ensure that they don't concede when they came home, beating them by 3 goals. And that was a slender 1-0 or 1 goal deficit between the two sides when you do it on an aggregate score. It ended up 3-2 if you look at both home and away. So you would expect that today use the home ground advantage, and playing at the venue that's looking absolutely beautiful, as we'll take a look at that later. I'm expecting that they should get a good couple of goals.
A team that has been able to score 15 goals in their past 5 matches, 2 clean sheets to talk about, but also conceding quite a lot as well.
Yeah, the positive would be they're scoring goals, and when you're looking at the number of goals that they've scored, they're averaging 3 goals every time they play a game. 2 clean sheets will be very important. Musimango in goals for them will be looking forward to keeping that clean sheet. She plays her football at Kempton Park FC, so she's going to be very important. Her first cap at national team, if she keeps a clean sheet, she'll be very confident coming into the game. You can see one thing that I love about them, they're looking relaxed. You don't see any tension in their eyes when you're looking at them. And that is very important for Coach Simphiwe Dludlu, to have a team that is free to express themselves. Don't play the occasion, play the game.
Absolutely. And of course, Coach Dludlu is a coach that knows how to qualify for the World Cup, because she did that when they played in 2018 in Uruguay, you know, so this is something that can be replicated.
She's absolutely one of those coaches that are crucial to women's football. She forms the foundation of the coaching. And when you're getting these players going through on the conveyor belt, you can see when they are coached well, and nobody speaks a good game and coaches a good game like Shorty. And we've seen a number of players. Linda Mhlalo, she's come from the very same level. You're looking at Tembi Khatlane, and you look at their strengths in terms of their tactical discipline and awareness. It speaks to what is important. And in today's match, again, you'll probably find this team really using very much of a low block. Coach will definitely not want them to overstretch themselves, and maybe also play in different segments, because very often Coach Dludlu would want to look at the opponent and then respond to how they're playing on the day. So the young players are still in the process of learning how to go about the tactical disciplines and the strategy of the coach.
When you're looking at when Ethiopia arrived, they arrived in the country on Wednesday. So we have got scouts that would have gone to their training session to try and spy and see how they'll be playing in today's game, because they arrived on Wednesday. They wanted to acclimatize. When you're looking at Simphiwe Dludlu and her team, they've been in camp for the whole week. So there must be little information that we have received, because we have to give them the training ground.
Yep, and even though Ethiopia has never qualified for the World Cup, it's a side that cannot be underestimated. I mean, you look at how they defeated the pre-tournament favorites in Uganda. This is a team that is improving.
Without a doubt. I think what comes out and strikes me very, very much is the fact that they were losing 2-0 away from home against Uganda and scored in the 80th and the 90th minute, which speaks to the players' mental strength. Also, I had a look at them at training. Their stature, their physique, they look very mature. for this level. And this is where the difference would be. You can't really perhaps match them in terms of the structure, the physicality and the speed and all of that. We need to pay and be honest to our strengths. They definitely, their goalkeeper has certainly been a revelation, and she's the key in today's encounter.
Futhi mina into eveling mangaze is when you see them being able to get a goalless draw against Nigeria. This is a side that has appeared in the World Cup 5 times. It shows the pedigree of the team.
It shows the pedigree of the team, but when you are playing at under 17 level, it means you regularly have to change the team. Because those players at under 17, they're graduating to under 20. They're graduating to the senior national team. And that Nigerian team that they drew against is a team that had just been put together because of the under 17 age group that they are in. When you're looking at the countries that have done well, you're looking at Cameroon. They've qualified twice for the World Cup. You're looking at Ghana. They've qualified 6 times. They have not missed out at any opportunity, Ghana. So they are the ones that we need to watch out for. Today, we are presented with an opportunity to qualify for the 3rd time.
And it's something that can very much happen. Manje ke isikhathi sokuthi sizwe ukuthi abaqeqeshi bona babona kanjani ukuthi le game le izohamba kanjani.
Coach, let's talk about mhlambe your preparations leading up into encounter namhlanje. Siyazi ukuthi whether it was haphazardous, not really giving you an opportunity to probably put in as much work as you wanted to in terms of preps.
Yeah, today is day 8 since we've come into camp, and it's been a really tricky one because when it rains, really you unable to really get the ball rolling. But the first 2 days coming in, we tried to do a bit of fitness testing, because all of these girls, they haven't started competitive football, which means the Sasso League hasn't started yet for them. Some of them are in the regional league, and the Hollywood Bets also hasn't started, Super League hasn't started. So match fitness for Bona is still low, but we gave them programs which is where can we push them in terms of fitness, so they came in, we tested that, and the last 4 days it was just football all the way, where we reminding them from the selection camp and the previous camps as well to say this is how we've been structuring as a team, this is how we've been playing. And I think this one is even a bit harder because we got to see how Ethiopia play a little bit against Uganda, and it's not the true reflection, because when you are watching the game in person and when you're just getting footage, it's not the real story.
Coach, just first of all, perhaps tell us how it's been for you and the team in terms of preparation since arriving in South Africa on Wednesday.
South Africa ጥሩ ሀገር ናት ጥሩ ተቀብለውናል ሜዳም አግኝተን ሰርተናል South Africaዎችን በጣም እናመሰግናለን
South Africa is a good country. We appreciate the welcoming and everything. We have got the field for training and everything. So thank you very much for the people of South Africa and the Federation.
And how has that training been preparing for today's encounter?
እንዴት ነው የትሬኒንግ ዝግጅቱ ዛሬ ከነሱ ጋር ለመጋጠም ያደረጋችሁ ዝግጅት ምን ይመስል ነበር?
ጥሩ ነው ያው ተዘጋጅተናል ያው ለማሸነፍ ነው የመጣ ነው አሸንፈን እንሄዳለን ብለን ነው የመጣ ነው
We are ready to win. We already prepared. We came here to win. So lastly you'll see the result. We will win.
Oh, and that is the Ethiopian coach talking about how ready they are to win. And this is the squad that Udludlu has put forward. Kumuz.
You're looking at them playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. At times they will change and play a 4-4-2 depending on the tempo of the game. But key players will be Musimango in goals. She plays for Kempton Park FC. She needs to keep a clean sheet. Masilela, for me, very important player, jersey number 14. She has the responsibility of marshalling that back four. When you go into midfield, that's where you'll find the experience of Mohale. I'm saying the experience of Mohale because she has 4 caps at under 20 level, very experienced in terms of coming down to the under-17s, a ball player, a player that can circulate the ball and rotate the ball. But the pace will be in 2 15-year-olds, jersey number 11, 15-year-old Mukunu, and also on the left-hand side, Mibe, jersey number 10 is going to be very important. They need to give the supply to Dlamini up top. She's pacey, she has got a neck for goals, and one thing that she has is good positioning. So she's going to be very important. She comes from the Safa Academy. So that's how they are setting up in terms of the formation. 4-2-3-1, tactical flexibility here and there, they can change and play a 4-4-2.
Well, yes, I mean, with Simpiwe Dudlu, you're going to probably see a number of triangles as the match progresses. The players are very, very versatile, and they've got the energy, although they might not be consistent throughout the match. Dlamini, there are lots of expectations from her, but Mohale, as Manenja has just pointed out, a lot of pressure on her, considering the fact that she is the most experienced player on the park.
And of course, for Ethiopia, they are going to be looking to get that very crucial away goal when they take on South Africa this afternoon. And this is how Coach Chaka has lined them up.
Certainly, we're looking at a 4-3-3, and pretty simple. This is a coach that's got no fear taking the game to Bantwana. And in the middle, Adanyane is the key player in the side. She's also been the revelation of the side, the same player that remained. But then from the previous game that they played against Uganda, I'm picking up 4 changes, and that is more in the attack. Samuel and Wodemnu, those are the 2 players that come and give them more width and also give them the pace that they need. They also are afraid of South Africa because they do know that in terms of the rankings, they looked at it and said, there's got to be something that South Africa is doing right. But they've come with their own plan to say, we're going to attack, we're going to make sure we put the pressure. But again, the back 4 and the goalkeepers remain the same, and it's in the middle of the park where the coach has tampered a bit with the players.
When you're looking at the 2 centre-backs, they have played together for a while. You're looking at Mamo, the captain in jersey number 4, Shanko, jersey number 6. They look solid, especially aerially. But in terms of pace, when they need to defend, they are found wanting. So that's where Mutunu and Mibe at wide position can use their pace to get behind them and be able to supply Udlamini. So not a lot of pace in that back 4 of Ethiopia, and that's where we need to capitalize.
Well, what we do know for sure is that the World Cup will be happening this year in October from the 11th until the 30th. And the big question is, will it be either South Africa or Ethiopia that go through? But remember, there is going to be a second leg. Thereafter, they are going to have to play in the 4th round against either Egypt or Nigeria.
Either Egypt or Nigeria, yes. And that also is another big ask, because to qualify, there's 3 places that are up for grab that participate at the World Cup from a capped representation. So homework is, let's get over this hurdle, make sure home we do the job, away we seal it, and look forward to the following match, which will really promise to be a tight one between Egypt and Nigeria.
Something encouraging seeing Amanda Dlamini, the goalkeeper for Mamelodi Sundowns, the goalkeeper for Banyana, in the stands. They're going to support the young girls. I'm sure it will be a motivation to the girls, seeing some of the senior players coming in to watch the game. They know what is at hand. They know that they need to use the home advantage. I'm sure that words that would be stressed in the change room would be, let's keep a clean sheet. We know we've got a goal in us. If you've got a goal in you, it means that the away goal, if you prevent Ethiopia from scoring that away goal, it will be important, because this team that we're looking at, Ethiopia, coming off the bus, they proceeded to this round because of a 3-all draw. Away goal rule made them get to this stage.
No, absolutely. That is very true. And in terms of Bantwana, fortunately, they were able to play a friendly, but it was against a South African club in terms of UJ. But it would have been so much more beneficial had they had some sort of opposition, you know, from another country, whether it be an international friendly, but they don't come into this encounter with that competitive match.
Absolutely. But I think at the end of the day, Coach Lulu will work with what was at her disposal. A friendly match is what it was, and just to get the combination play and just tweak a few errors that she needed to tweak. And I think she's assembled a fantastic and exciting side. You know, I remember speaking to her again when we were previewing the Banyana game, and she says, "Nizoboni bola namhlanje," and that is encouraging, because one thing that is crucial, there is an identity in women's football. Keep the ball down on the ground, knock it about, get the confidence. You cannot match them in terms of height, physicality, and so forth. But let us just play our possession football and remember where the back of the goal of the net is, because Ethiopia is a team that seems to know where the back of the net is.
Absolutely. Also so encouraging to see the fans through in the stadium. I now need to ask you about predictions. You know, how do you see this encounter folding out? Will Bantwana make use of their home ground advantage today?
Nichiko says the team ngabobiri kono says or team ine abeko tamba yani the team ine abori aina abatambi banji bono tamba ku level inoni ya under 17 utoba ene mokhale pezi nenge katina mtabe na abana change so aba batambi bothe baza bakanya go prove abada bakanya go sumbeza mugudisi simpwe lori na next game ichitobera bafalo baba ko selectiwa so ara nichikombuso chikoro chidoromini kamtamba dwala na musi ndikori bantwana 3 Ethiopia 1.
Wow. Okay, that's very, very confident. 3-1 to the home side.
That's exactly how I felt before you even threw the scoreline, that 3-1 would be fitting. Do the homework at home, get the goals, and make sure that you make it easy for yourself when you're away from home.
But I mean, into that worries me is the one that you're talking about, because we don't want that away goal that's going to come through from the Ethiopian side.
Remember, the back four has never played together, including the goalkeeper. It means it's 5. So this team has not played together. You don't expect them to be a well-oiled machine in day one. So you are leaving a space for disappointment, because there might be mistakes that are made. Remember that they got a bye to get here. When you're looking at the Ethiopian team, they have played together. Correct. They have managed to score 3 goals. They managed to go home and away. So they are a little bit more of a team or a unit, because they've played competitive games together.
All right, and in terms of the other matches that are going to be happening, of course, there will be Cameroon taking on Zambia. The winner of that will take on either Burundi or Tanzania. Guinea will also be up against Ghana. The winner of that encounter takes on either Niger or Morocco. And as we've said, in terms of the winner between South Africa and Ethiopia, the winner of this two-legged affair will take on either Egypt or Nigeria. It's now not about even looking far to say, will it be Egypt or Nigeria? It's about making sure that in these 2 legs, you do the business.
Absolutely. Think of your game right now. You'll deal with what happens after that. And I think the coach will really get the girls to focus on the assignment that is present, which is Ethiopia, and negotiate that. Once you've done that, then you can worry about what lies ahead. But for me, you know, this tournament at this level, Ghana has really done exceptionally well. Nigeria has done exceptionally well. When you go back to the previous World Cup 2018, they were topping their group with 9 points. So lots of expectations from a Ghanaian team, and also the top scorer, Abdullahi, in 2018 with 8 goals in that World Cup. So we really at this youth level seem to be matching and working hard, if only the continuity can come to the fold.
They are now bringing in the faith and the spirituality, because you need all forces to work together, be it luck, be it spirituality, be it, you know, the strategy and the competitiveness of the girls.
This is the first step to creating a career for you in international football. We saw the likes of Sipa Singwe being able to score at the 2010 World Cup at under 17 level. She has graduated now. She's part of that Banyana team. You're looking at Vilakazi in 2018 at under 17 level at the World Cup. She managed to score the goal. She's now part of that Banyana team. So this gives you a stepping stone into starting off your international career in terms of ladies football. So they need to grab the opportunity with both hands.
Well, this is an encounter that we have been waiting for with bated breath. It is the first leg of the 3rd round, the under-17 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifier. Who will win this first leg? Will it be South Africa's Bantwana, or will it go to Ethiopia? Let's take you through to the Bidvest Stadium, where Brian Mufugeng and Tulimia are standing by with commentary.
Joining us from SABC, welcome. It's the big one indeed here, South Africa against Ethiopia. It's 2 nations. We're part of the nations that formed what you now call CAF at the moment. 1956, way back, it was decided that there should be an organization of football in the continent of Africa. And it was Ethiopia, Sudan, South Africa, Egypt, all formulating and forming what was to be known as CAF way back in 1956. The first AFCON was played in 1957. South Africa, because of apartheid era, were therefore banned. It was only Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt to play the very first one. And we've got to talk about some history between the 2 nations. There's been so much that has happened over the years between Ethiopia and South Africa. But today is a different ball game. The young girls from Ethiopia, under 17 of age, up against the young girls of South Africa, under 17 years of age. They are to be born on the 1st of January 2005. and beyond. Nothing before that can actually qualify to be part of this World Cup qualifiers. Hello and welcome to it. The big game here we're waiting for. We'll talk about the starting 11, also some of the new faces in the South African team, and also looking at the Ethiopian team, how well they've done in progressing so far to the stage of the qualifiers. They played their game when they played against Uganda in the second round, and their performance in the second round is what booked their ticket where they are at the moment. The game against Uganda played as follows. They played Uganda on the 4th of March 2022, and that game was a 2-2 draw, with Nandango scoring a brace, Daniel as well as Ahmed to the goal scorers for Ethiopia. And then there was Wendumu who scored a goal when they played at home against the Ugandans. And it was Ethiopia advancing, courtesy of the away goal rule. South Africa are playing their very first match in this World Cup qualifiers as you welcome us and you welcome to stadium for this big occasion here today. Our referee for today's encounter, we do have them. Talking about Denisa Atino, Tanya Nyanyukwa coming from Namibia, as well as Evelyn Augustina also from Namibia are the ones in charge. So before the game starts, let's go through national anthem. We'll start our first one with the Ethiopian national anthem.
And now for the national anthem of South Africa. And now for the national anthem of South Africa.
The national anthem has come and gone. I'm not on for this one. I'm joined by Tulsi Lemia.
As Sibonge kakhulu ke ngempela ke Bruno izinto ke ziyahleleka ngempela la eBidvest Stadium omdlalo ke mkhulu kakhulu iqembu lesizwe under 17 yaseNingizimu Afrika amantombazane badlala ke nelase Ethiopia yabona ke lo mdlalo njengoba ke sibona bethatha ke isithombe umdlalo ke ngempela ofanele ke ukuthi ke nakanjani amaqembu awunqobe njengoba ke under 17 yaseNingizimu Afrika nayo ke Ethiopia behlangana ke okwesihlanu ke namhlanje thiwa thatha ke isithombe intombazana bahlangana kwesihlanu ke namhlanje yabona ke emidlalweni ke emhlanu iSouth Africa inqobe imidlalo yabambili base ke bedlala ke idraw eyodwa yase ke ibashaya ke Ethiopia emidlalweni ke omunye omdlalo ke lo owokuhlungela imidlalo ke yayo ke iWorld Cup ezobibanjelwe ke laphana ke ezweni ke lase India eSouth Africa mangabe ke iphumelela ke ukuthi ke iye ke kuyona ke imidlalo ke iWorld Cup ozobe ke kungokwesithathu ngoba ke ngo2010 ibabe khona baphinda ke bafika futhi ke laphana ke ekuyona ke iWorld Cup lapha eUruguay sengokwesibili ke namhlanje bazama ke ukuthi ke bacaba indlela okwesithathu onompempe naba ke ngempela ke basuka ke ezweni ke laseNamibia ibona ke abasiphathele ke umdlalo ke namhlanje njengoba ke kuthiwa ke ababuye ke manje izinto ke bese ke ziyaqonda umdlalo ke usuke Bruno.
So the game will kick off between South Africa and Ethiopia. It is all about a 3 point here and a road to the tournament that everybody's talking about for a long time, talking about the World Cup that is going to take place in 2022 this year in India. Let's talk about the starting 11 here. First of all, looking at the South African team, Khomutsum Simango, all these players are fairly new players for the South African. The likes of Pochia Masilela, also you know about Mabatu Mokhale, another player to talk about from a South African point of view. And let's have a look at the Ethiopian team for today.
Osibophele ke ngempela ke i4-3-3 yabona ke ukuthi bafuna ke nakanjani ukuthola amagoli khona lapha phambili uWondemi umdlali ke owashaya ke igoli ngesikhathi ke bedlala ke idraw nayo ke iUganda emidlalweni odlule udlala ke naye futhi laphana ke eDandamo omunye futhi umgadli oshaya ke igoli ngesikhathi ke bedlala ke idraw ka2-2 emlenzeni ke wesibili nayo ke laphana ke iUganda kanti emapalini ugoalkeeper 16 years oAfa uyena ke othenjiwe namhlanje ukuthi ke angadedeli lutho laphana ke kulela pali ngoba ke okubalekile ebholeni ukuthi uvikele lona ke ipali.
So South Africa will be kicking and taking the goal towards the left-hand side of your picture here. Well, Ethiopians are taking towards the right-hand side as you look at the ball played in. South Africa very early collected here by their captain, long one sending in, and this one goes straight to the fans and will come back into play. When you talk about the players that South Africa do have here, these are all new players. You can see their new captain as well. Likes of Karamo Dlamini come from this team here. Your likes of Spulela Holweni come from this team over the years. And as mentioned, the likes of Jermaine Soposino also came through the under-17 ranks of South Africa. And Jermaine, in fact, the likes of Sibati were all part of the very first team that played for South Africa at a World Cup way back in the under-17 tournament in Trinidad and Tobago in 2010. And Jermaine became the first South African player to score at a FIFA event. Now, let's see Ethiopia. Early ball played in. Long ball into the penalty. The goalkeeper comes out and collects. Bridget Khomutsum Simango, the goalkeeper from Tembisa, comes out and collects the ball easily. A role model is the Banyana goalkeeper, also from Tembisa. From the stands, Andy Dlamini coming out to support the young players of the under-17 team of South Africa. This is what Ethiopia will use very well. Counter-attack, they'll be using that continuously in this encounter against the South Africans. So the ball had been collected by the keeper and immediately was sent out from the clearance from the goalkeeper. This is a throw-in now for the Ethiopians, played in towards the penalty area. And the danger player there, it is Wondemu Dulu. Play on the ball, eventually goes away from her. Contributed a goal so far in these qualifiers. Everybody talks about her as the future to the Ethiopian football, that she's the one to look at. Brilliant player she has been already so far. So let's see now the ball collected on the far side by the South Africans. Under pressure, Ethiopia does get the ball back. Play short this time towards Beluhi. Beluhi plays a long ball forward. South Africa near side of the field as they come away with it. Long ball played in. Easily intercepted. Kananelo Taiwe is the most experienced player they have in the squad, by the way. The former Hollywood Bet or the Safa National Women's League Young Player of the Season. Moved from Bloemfontein Celtic and went on to join Tshwane University of Technology. She's then since moved on. She's now part of a team that has done well, I've got to say. She's not, in fact, enjoying the start here today. She's number 10 for today. It's been 1 year by drill. Mathoma Nolo Mibe. That is what it is, number 10 today for the South Africans. They were sitting this one out. She's one of the experienced campaigners. I think Coach Jude is thinking about the second leg that is coming up, that it's going to need as many of these experienced players as possible to bring in and be able to see what they can do going forward in the matches, because the second leg will be crucial for South Africa, played in Ethiopia, and that will be on the 1st of May when the game will be played. So Drill Mibe from Kingston. That was one where it is number 10 today for the South Africans. First 45 of this match between the two nations. One from the east, one from here in the southern side of Africa. Ethiopia all red for today. Near side, ball collected here as they try to clear the ball. And Demu was there. South Africa gets the ball back to the middle of the park, collected. Here they come for Mukhale now. Played the early ball in. Will that go in? No, just wide. Just wide. Everything was done well. Asanda Mkunu rather got the ball. Have a look at the ball from Mukhale. Beautifully set up towards the far side. And Mkunu arriving and just missed it by a whisker. Late run been made by Kuku, Angel Dlamini to get Debian and just could not get there in time as the ball just moved away, and a chance lost by the South Africans. Goalless, the scoreline remains at the moment. Far side now Ethiopia, they march on forward. It is collected by Azeze into the penalty area. Shot in! Over the crossbar, the ball goes this time. Another brilliant movement through the middle of the park here for the Ethiopians. Daniel Bandamo, another player who's very dangerous if given space and time. We'll be looking at plan funny South Africans here today. 5 minutes have come and gone. Ethiopia looking for their first qualification, only playing in their third qualifiers of this World Cup. The first was in 2016, and they knocked out in the 2016 edition when they played there, the Ethiopians. Knocked out in the first round. Ethiopia entered the round into 2016 in the first round, that they did this time around. South Africa received bye. Will play the preliminary round as well, South Africa. Ethiopia faced Cameroon, whom they held for a 3-all draw over 2 legs, and they lost the match 5-4 on penalties. Ethiopia in the 2016 qualifiers, the very first time they try to qualify for the World Cup. Mibe's ball played forward, chested down towards the far side. Mukhale gets in there for South Africa. Mukhale's ball on the line this time, collected here by Mkunu. Mkunu trying to get across in, cleared away. Corner kick will be South Africa on the far side of the field. Corner kick South Africa, Sana Mkunu. Loser. And Kugundo over KZN. Player that plays a football for Dalan Tombazane as well as Edendale High School. They were runners-up, by the way, in the Pan-African 2022 Schools Championship in DR Congo. Did so well, the team from Edendale. The ball played short for South Africa. It's picked out to Mkunu. Cleared out again. Another corner kick South Africa. Another corner kick South Africa. Kunu making a run on the far side. And Daniel Maxine Sigal will take it again for South Africa. Sigal from Holt Bay in the Western Cape. Longer ball this time. Chance in for South Africa. Drop shot. Shot up and under. Still. Goalkeeper comes out. Keeper collects and has been impeded. Referee has given a free kick. Goalkeeper impeded. Out of all the players playing for the Ethiopian team here, only those that are playing their football for Dila playing in the Premier Division. The rest of them are playing in the second division. So they are coming, and a very young team it is indeed here. Beba Jibo Afa. He's a goalkeeper there, 15 years of age. And she was there in the previous matches against Uganda as well. In the football for Ethiopian Soccer Academy. Also in the lower leagues in Ethiopia. So some players from St. George, Awasa, Ketema in the southern zone. Then the 17 league in the Premier Division and the 17 league in Ethiopia. That is Simpiwe Dludlu, the captain of the former captain of Banyana and the current coach of the under 17 team. She took the team into 2018 Uruguay World Cup. One of those has already scored. If it scored one goal, as you remember, a goal in Banyana colors way back in the days. There's the man in charge, former coach of Dila, before eventually being drafted into the national team of Ethiopia. Now South Africa going forward. Ball fed through, threaded in this time around. Zobe couldn't get to it. Away this time by Ethiopia. Collected here by Nuru Hussein. Goes in wide towards the far side. Intercepted by South Africa. Once again this time it is Geneva Jafta. Ball going to play already on the far side of the field. Will be taken this time. Shanko on the ball for Ethiopia. Mohale clears. Mibe near side for the South Africans. Still Mibe in possession for South Africa. Long ball forward. Collected here by Daniel. Tense well. Two players on her eventually get the ball, but Ethiopia still have possession. To the near side, the ball played in. Intercepted well before he can get to the intended recipient. Ayerus Wendemu was looking for the ball, and the referee given a free kick against the Ethiopians. So far I've got to say the Ethiopians are fighting for everything, just like the South Africans. Still no goal scored between the two nations. South Africa came the closest. Ethiopia also had a chance when they went forward. It was a Emush Daniel Dandamo had a chance to put the ball into the back of the net. So 10 minutes have come and gone here at the Bitwe Stadium. Still, South Africa nil, Ethiopia nil. Tulsi.
Akute maniki zidala zombili lana ke eVets Stadium njengoba ke singena ke esibingelela ke mbukeli ke ngasekhaya ke umdlalo amkhulu kakhulu iqembu lesizwe elakithi eningizimu Africa under 17 badlala ke umdlalo owokuhlungela emidlalo ke iyayo ke eyendebe iyomhlaba badlala ke neqembu ke lakhona ke laphana ke Ethiopia iqembu ngempela abalaziyo nalo futhi ke liyabazi asibone nje le move enhle ngakwesokunxele njengoba ke befuna laphana ke Dulu oyingozi ke yena laphana ke Dulu 16 years eminyaka ke yakhe kodwa ke iphasi yakhe ayinhle ke neze oyalungisa lapha sibonga konke Mzobe amaqembu namhlanje ahlangana akwesihlanu eSouth Africa inamawini amabili idraw eyodwa neluzi eyodwa baqala ke ukuhlangana lapha ngo2012 iwona ke lo mdlalo ke owaphela ngedraw ka1-1 kwakuyiyona futhi ke imidlalo yokuhlungela endebe ke iyomhlaba baphinda futhi ngo2013 bahlangana lo mdlalo wanqotshwa ke Ethiopia sibone nje ngakwesobudla ukuthi ke wenze njani lapha ke uDulu ngene boxini uDulu kodwa cover defensive apusha omasilela adlala kahle kakhulu ekhiphela ke ngaphandle ke ibhola zabuya ke futhi ngo2021 emidlalo ke yomibili yase ke inqotshwa ke iyona ke iningizimu Africa owokuqala waphela ngo3-1 awesibili ke umlenze wesibili wase ke uphela ke ngo1-0 namhlanje odaba ke futhi ke olukhulu ngoba ke indlela uyonke amaqembu afuna ke ukuzibona ke engena ke laphana ke endebeni ke yomhlaba esobe ke ikhona ke laphana ke eIndia ngasekupheleni ke kwawo ke lonyaka u2022 Ethiopia ayikaze ilibeke unyawo lwayo ekuyona ke imidlalo ke yendebe ke yomhlaba akanti ke iningizimu Afrika yona iyayazi ngo-2010 eTrinidad and Tobago ubheke nje le shoti zama ke ekude kodwa ke ibhola ke lakhe Tantamo liphelela ke ezandleni ke zika goalkeeper ngo-2020 eTrinidad and Tobago South Africa yangena ke okokuqala nqa kuyona ke imidlalo yendebe yomhlaba ababuya futhi ke ngo-2018 emidlalo ke yayisila phana ke Uruguay kodwa ke yombili ke lezi noma ke ekubona ke omabili ke lawo ma tournament iqembu ke laseningizimu Afrika lenzanga ke kahle ngoba baphuma ngoba ke baphuma ke kubona ke ama group stages angazi ke ukuthi ke inhloboni ke yamakhokho le ngempela ke le egqokwe uyena lapha ke asese ana asibone nje lapha ke boxini nalithuba lapha laphakusi nethi awani Ethiopia anoti eSouth Africa awundemo uTulu omdlali ke ngempela oyingozi komdlalo odlule lapha ke second round ngesikhathi bedlala ke nayo ke lapha ke Uganda washaya igoli omdlalo waphela ke ngo-1-1 obheke nje ugoalkeeper esala ngikhuluma ke ngaye ke la uBridget Khomotso umsimango goalkeeper ke walo ke iqembu ke laseningizimu Afrika yabuya futhi ke lapha ke Ethiopia Tulu ngempela ke uyingozi nangu futhi uyabuya manje ungakwesokudla awukadiwe kodwa ke manje ukhathwe uNtantho phahla yayinhle itouch walithatha walibeka phansi kamnandi ngikhuluma ngoGugu Dlamini 16 years awugijima ke kuona ke ama-taxi naso ke isiqiniseko one Ethiopia nothi iningizimu Afrika namhlanje ke umqeqeshi Simphiwe Dludlu oshilo ukuthi iqembu elisha leli ke yahlanganisile bonke ke abadlali bakhe bayaqala ke ukudlala ke kulona ke iqenji lesizwe akusho ukuthi ke ngempela kosobanzima ngoba ke leqembu ke lase-Ethiopia lona umqeqeshi zincane nje inguquko azenzile eqenjini ke ebedlala ke ku-second round ngesikhathi ke bedlala ke nayo ke i-Uganda abakadli bakhe abayingozi ubagcinile phambili no-goalkeeper awuvimba kahle kakhulu futhi ke u-Adibo afa 15 years nje kuphela akhona ke laphana ke emuva ke emapalini Daniela Segali 17 years sibonga konke umzobe udlala ke eThekwini ilindelani ladies eyayikhona ke laphana ke ma Sasol Championships eThekwini badlala futhi baphuma ke ku number 3 wayekhona futhi ke wayeyinsika yeqembu lakhe laphana ke ilindelani asibonga konke mzobe namhlanje ke ubekwe laphana ke eswini ukuthi ke enzeke izinto ke zenzeke ekulona ke iqembu ke layo ke iningizimu Afrika njengoba ke sengishilo ukuthi ke iEthiopia ifike kanjani lapha njengoba ke kuyi-third round le iningizimu Afrika ayidlalanga laphana ke kuyona ke i-second round ngoba ke kwakufanele ke badlale ke neKenya kodwa ke iKenya FIFA ke yaseke imisa emidlalweni ke yayo international football lokho kusho ukuthi ke iSouth Africa yathola ke iwalkover okuyinto ke emkhalisile futhi ke umqeqeshi ukuthi ngikhuluma ngoSimphiwe Dludlu ukuthi abanye babuka bakujabulele lokho kodwa yena akungijabulisi ngoba iqembu lakhe liyadinga ukuthi ke lidlale alibone ukuthi likweliphi ke izinga nesimo namhlanje ke bathola ke i-test ngempela Daniel Segal Dlamini sala phansi uDlamini yakhuza uNompempe oyakhuza uNompempe free kick etholwa ke iyona ke iningizimu Afrika dlala kahle kakhulu uDlamini basusa ngempela endleleni yakhe onesibindi uyambona nje ukuthi ke ubeyazi ke into ka ayenzayo ajibo afa goalkeeper asibone nje ukuthi ke ugoalkeeper njengoba ke elungisa ke udonga lwakhe abane ke laphana ke odongeni othi ke ngifuna ke babebane bayayiphakamisa ephuma ke ephezulu kwamapali ibe yinhle yona ayibe yinhle ke yona ke ibhola ke layo ke lapha Daniel Segali lase ke liphuma ke kude ke namapali yabona ke njengoba ke manje sila kuyona ke i-third round amagoli ke aseshayiwe leli nje elingenayo elika 46 emdlalweni ke wes13 lo angoba ke size kulomdlalo ewu45 amagoli ke ashayiwe akusho ukuthi ke manje sengene ke elinye ngakwesokunxele aSamuel Basa kodwa ke liyonakala ibhola labo baphinda balimosha yawucontrola manje ke umdlalo yona ke Ethiopia Alimuzi Hussein oyabathathela Segal Mzobe phasa kahle uMzobe anikeza uMibe uyadlula uMibe uyalibiza uSegal kodwa kaphasi uMzobe noma ke uMibe akapteni kahle kakhulu ukapteni ngokhona ke umdlali ke ohlezi phansi owakhona ke laphana ke eEthiopia oNompempe uyababiza ke abosizo ke elokuqala ukuthi ke bazombheka njengoba ke sikuyona ke le round amagoli 46 lele silibonayo kanti ke umgadli noma ke umdlali ke ohamba phambili naku la elimale khona yena ke Shanko umdlali ke ohamba phambili ngamagoli ubuya laphana ke eTanzania ngikhuluma ke ngoClara Luvanga onamagoli ke amahlanu amagoli ke awashayeke ngesikhathi bedlala lapha nayo ke iTanzania beshaya 7-0 ekhaya bayishaya 4-0 ekhambeni kanti ke abanye mathathu ke amagoli kuyena ke lapha Samura waseGuinea kokhona noOyemi waseNigeria Aisha Juma Tanzania noPoli 10-20 minutes ebhodini on Ethiopia and not South Africa.
We all knew she'll be the danger for the Ethiopians, and South Africa allowed her space and time in the penalty area, and she duly punished them. Everything has been said about her as the future of Ethiopian women football, and she showed exactly why she's having so much praise in her country. Mibe now for South Africa, near side of the field, making a run, going forward, and coming across to get the ball away very, very well, so I've got to say. It is the Ethiopian captain, Mezared Mamo Walde, gets the ball away. South Africa trailing at home by 1-0. These away goals are very important in these qualifiers, by the way. We're playing football for Gideon Dila, team that used to be coached by the current coach of this team at the moment for the Ethiopians. We are sitting in the first half of this match. The Ethiopians are on the money, leading here by 1-0 against South Africa in South Africa. Big game it is indeed for them today. Look at the ball on the far side of the field now coming through. Will be taken by the captain. Long ball forward. as they get it back this time. Near side of a field now for the Ethiopians. Played short here by Jalal. Ball played in. Run we made near side of a field. Here she goes forward again. When Demu gets there, brings the ball near side of a field, collected again, and no chance, I'm going to say. Kifila Jalal just trying to get the ball and placing it back again to the penalty area, but eventually lost out the Ethiopians. Mibe for South Africa. Poked away from a hurried as she got the ball back. Sabia Fikivile. Near side of a field again. Ball played in towards Adane Belihu. Collected by Segal. Given back by the South Africans again. Mibe cannot get the ball back. Goes out of play this time around. Scoreline at the moment, South Africa against Ethiopia. Ethiopia, the away team, leading by 1-0 against the South Africans. 1-0 the scoreline. Ethiopia leading by 1-0 against South Africa. So it'll be a very important goal going forward, as that is a goal scored on the road for the Ethiopians. Other matches that are taking place this weekend, by the way. Zambia against Cameroon. That game is currently on as well in Zambia. And tomorrow there are 3 matches. Burundi, Tanzania, and Niger against Morocco. Guinea taking on Ghana. On Sunday, Nigeria versus Egypt. The winner of this 2-leg match between South Africa and Ethiopia will take on the winner of the Egypt-Nigeria match in the 4th and final round of the qualifiers. Still a lot of work to be done going forward. Shot coming in for Mibe. And this one collected easily by the goalkeeper. See ball possession. Ethiopia slightly ahead of the South African counterpart. At the start of this match. A long ball forward. Lameni will not get there at all. See the shot on target for the Ethiopians too. And one of those has found the back of the net, has rattled the net so far in this encounter. 12 nations in total are playing here in the 3rd round. 6 will advance, 6 will pack their bags. Only 3 will advance to the World Cup proper. Ethiopia have their hand firmly on the ticket to the next round, if they can hold on here and do wonders at home as well. They are leading by 1-0 against South Africa. It was Erus Wedemu's 2nd goal in his qualifiers. Semira Ahmed scored a goal as well as Imush Daniel. All have scored. Daniel is one that's wearing jersey number 8 for the Ethiopians. You can see them there just having a chat before. Continue slight water break here. It's very hot. And the young lady's been allowed to hydrate once again. Tosin Fuadodo having a moment to have a chat with the players before the game resumes. They have been shell-shocked at home at the moment. Ethiopia has scored first in South Africa. Against South Africa. This is so 27 minutes of football have come and gone here at the Bitver Stadium between South Africa and Ethiopia. Another long ball sent forward. Pressure applied to the play on the ball. Good pressing game applied by the Ethiopians. Still 45 to be played in the 2nd half. But as things stands at the moment, South Africa are trailing by 1-0 against the Ethiopians. Long ball, penalty area again, South Africa. It's to clear it. Shot coming in this time around. Yurus. When Demu was there once again. To the near side, ball collected by Kifile. Gelau. On the far side of the field now, they have the ball back. Here comes Samuel Bassa. Playing a ball short this time, collected by Bekele. Still alive for the Ethiopians, twisting and turning. It is Daniel. Away from Daniel this time. South Africa laying the ball, nobody there. Easily collected by the Ethiopians. Once again. First half of this encounter. Trying to go forward and nothing wrong, says the referee. Get up. Wendemu. Gelau for the Ethiopians. Wendemu making a run near side. They picked it up and she does go forward. It is still Wendemu. Wendemu goes into the penalty area. Mibe has come up to help out. Mibe shooting much of the ball. Daniel! And a ball just being blocked by the South African defender. Skating on thin ice, Mibe. And she was pulled all the way into the penalty area. Chance was in there for the Ethiopians to get their second goal. The two dangerous players combining in the penalty area. Here comes Bantwana. Matapo dispossessed. Mukhale for South Africa. Jafta standing by for the South Africans. Long ball trying to pick up Seagal. Intercepted easily. Mzobe's ball collected by Dlamini towards the far side for the South Africans. Bekele is in there. Daniel standing by. Whooped forward this time by South Africa. Cleared away. Bantando. Pasha. Ethiopia leading South Africa. Yeah. Gelau making a run forward. Looking for an early ball. Played in. And just nobody attacking that ball once it landed in the penalty area. Dlamini goes forward. Dlamini does get the ball. Dlamini turns. There's no support for Dlamini. Waits for support. Mibe arrives for the South Africans. Mibe tries one from range. And a goalkeeper gathers. 30 has come and gone, Tulsile. 1-0. The Ethiopians in South Africa.
Igoli elikhulu ngempela elibalekile futhi ke kuyona ke Ethiopia njengoba ke idlala ekuhambeni iSouth Africa isazohamba eyivakashele ke khona ke lapha eEthiopia. Yabona ke le goli abalithole ke la lizobasiza ngempela ke njengoba ke kusaqhutshekwa anayo ke imidlalo ke yokuhlungela nanke manje lapha asibone nje eboxini bekuyiphasi ke yakhe Dantamo ubuya nayo lapha ke Tulu ebhola eboxini lapha Yameka futhi ke lapha Daniel Dantamo. Hayi maki kahle ke i-defense yakhe uSimphiwe Dludlu. Kuningi ngempela ke okumele ke bakulungise. Ekakhulukazi ke kuleya defense. La kudlala khona ke yena ke Masabatha awumatabo 14 years nje. Owayekhona ke lapha bona futhi ke ama playoffs esasole eThekwini ebuya ke neqembu layo ke eShias eyase Free State khona ke noNtando uPhahla 16 years obuya kwiSunflower eqembu ke edlala kahle kakhulu ke lapha ke kwaZulu Natal khona ke noPortia Masilela othi ke Aaron model yakhe uyena ke umqeqeshi la uSimphiwe Dludlu bese kuba khona ke uGeneva Ajapta. Asibone nje lapha ke boxini ukuthi ke benze njani ke lapha eSegali eyavimba idefense ulimele ugoalkeeper sebenza lapha ke Meserati Mamo Walden awukapteni ke walo ke iqembu ke laseEthiopia ebhola elide lifuna uDlamini wathi ulivalela phakathi awusebenzile ugoalkeeper Ajibo Japta awudlalela ke ES Academy khona ke lapha ke Ethiopia belivalela phakathi lebhola Agugu Dlamini ngiyayithanda iconfidence yakhe. Ivision nje uyazi ukuthi njengoba ke ewumgadli umsebenzi wakhe omkhulu ukuthi ke ashaye ke igoli. Osalimele ke goalkeeper. Bengikhuluma ke ngedefense yase South Africa khona ke no Geneva Ajapta. Umdlali owazibonakalisa lapha ke eThekwini futhi kuma playoffs yesasoli. 15 years udlalela ke iVasco da Gama bagcina ke bewompetha. Anali igoli. Bekuyibhola ke elide. Elangena ngaphakathi eboxini walicontrola kamnandi. Lapha ke uWondemu wase ke elivalela ke phakathi bekhona ama defender amabili phambi kwakhe awuphahla noma silela. Awuyingozi ngempela ke uWondemu egoli ke lakhe lesibili ke kuyona ke lemidlalo yokuhlunga. Awusamncane nje 16 years kodwa uyalibona ikusasa ukuthi liqhakazile. Akuyena ke lapha ke uWondemu. Ayabona ke lemidlalo ke yayo ke ukuhlungela ke World Cup imidlalo aye World Cup ka under 17 yabesifazane yaqala lapha ngo 2008 yayibanjelwe eNew Zealand. Leyo mdlalo ke yagcina ke inqotshwa iyona ke iNorth Korea ishaya ke USA. Ngo 2010 Trinidad and Tobago South Korea yanqoba ishaya ke iJapan. Ngo 2012 lapha eAzerbaijan France iyona ke yaba ke ompetha ishaya ke iNorth Korea. 2014 lapha Costa Rica eJapan ompetha beshaya ke iSpain. Esahamba ngo 2016 eJordan yabuya futhi ke iNorth Korea seyinqoba ke okwesibili eshaya ke iJapan eyayike yaba ke ompetha. 2018 Uruguay eSpain beshaya ke iMexico. Ngo 2022 noma ke ngo 2020 imidlalo ke yase ke ihlehliswa ngenxa ke yeCovid-19. Ingakho ke namhlanje ke sila mathathu ke nje kuphela ke amazwe akhona ke Africa azozibekela ke indawo akuyona ke lemidlalo ke ezobanjelwa ke eIndia. South Africa iyafuna ukuzibona Ajapta bayamthathela uJapta balibeka nje kwiposition yakhe ngakwesokunxele nanke manje edanambo elifake ke boxini kodwa ake uyasebenza ke lapha ke uphahla corner kick ethola enye i-corner kick Ethiopia ethwele kanzima iSouth Africa. Samuel Basa othatha ke le corner badlala short corner anikeza umshayi wegoli uWondemu waqeda lapha ke uWondemu eboxini nalithuba lapha ayikakasuki kodwa ke ingozi kodwa ke ibhola ke laseke liphumela ke ngaphandle. Goal kick ikamsimango ugoalkeeper owaseningizimu Afrika. Yabona ke njengoba ke lo mdlalo ke uqhubeka la eVethi omunye ke umdlalo ke okhona iCameroon idlala ke neZambia. Burundi kusasa izodlala ke neTanzania. Egypt isazodlala ke nayo ke iNigeria kusasa futhi. Omunye futhi ke umdlalo iGuinea neGhana. Bese kuthi ke iNiger edlale ke nayo ke lapha ke iMorocco. Morocco ezobe ke ingosokhaya emidlalweni ke yayo ke Africa Women's Cup of Nations ngoJuly njengoba ke sazi ukuthi iqembu lebanyana lizobe ke lingelinye ke lamaqembu ke azobe khona. Shanko nange dlala kahle ke lapha ke ngakwesokunxele manje imushi Daniel Itandamo cross uthi ifake boxini uthiwa i-corner kick. Corner kick iyothathwa Samuel Basa. ingena ke yonke i-Ethiopia kusala nje abathathu ngaphandle asibone nje leli bhola oyalithatha goalkeeper Bridget Ahomotso uzalwa ke laphana ke ethembisa odlalela ke iqembu iBlue Raycon kwathiwa ke sekukhona ke ne-offside njengoba ke liphakeme ke iflag ngale ke ngakwesokudla kokhuzwa ke yena ke uGugu Dlamini ebenaye ke asanda Mchunu asuka ke eMaritzburg eMgungundlovu endaweni ke ebizwa ngokuthi ke ikaCaluza okubehambile ke neqembu eleyikole ke ebelilaphana ke eDRC elafike ke ladlala kahle awubheke nje ukuthi udlala kahle kanjani ke laphana ke Azize bamthathela kodwa kasaphasi ke Azize nange baqeda futhi ke naye ke lapha uMzobe ephasi kaMzobe yinhle kodwa yinde kakhulu bengisakutshela ke ngoAsanda Mchunu ukuthi obekhona ke eqenjini ke elahamba ke leyikole lokumela iNingizimu Afrika lapha eDRC bafike ke badlala bashawa ke kuyona ke ifinali bedliwa ke iMorocco asibone nje futhi ke ngakwesokunxele aSamuel Basa ebhola ke lide lifuna uDlamini anango uDlamini kodwa kuthiwa uyaphusha oyaphusha yena ke uDlamini odinga isupport laphana ke phambili uDlamini oyabona nje ukuthi ngempela umdlali ke ozimisele afunayo ukuthi ke ashaye ke igoli ke yena ke uDlamini kodwa ke isupport ayifiki Azize Ethiopia uyabona nje iyawucontrol umdlalo awubheke nje ukuthi ke bashifta kanjani nje nenkundla akelawu bamthathela South Africa ikholelwa ke kulamabhola amade ke namhlanje kanti ke ngathi ke awavumi ubheke nje umshayi wegoli uNdemu oyaqeda uNdemu hayi skill isodwa amandla konke okufunayo uyakuthola la kuNdemu uBruno what a player.
One of those Ethiopians has spoken so much about now. South Africa have a chance on the far side of a field. The ball is collected by the Ethiopians as they come back with it now going forward. Yes, he's on the ball again. Wendemu. Mibe for South Africa. Early ball towards Dlamini. Challenge there from Mokhale from behind, the referee says. Should be given against that. It's very important in the middle of a park for the South Africans. See there Hussein. He's just trying to dispossess, and the referee is not far from the action. So for today are coming from Namibia for today's match. Just a down here, middle of a park here by the Ethiopians. Daniel Dandamo, long ball forward, Dlamini making a run. Under pressure from Meseret Walde on the far side, and the ball eventually cleared out. Meseret Walde is 15 years of age from Sodo. Football for Amberiko FC in Ethiopia. He's the captain of this team. Long throw from Jafta. Connected here by Samuel Basa. Didn't beat Samuel Basa. 2013 when he had a chance to go to Ethiopia, and actually had a wonderful time, I've got to say. Going to see the mountains and seeing and visiting the venue of the Lions. But I tell you, a very beautiful place, I've got to say, in Addis. Took care of us throughout the time when we were there, when South Africa played Ethiopia in 2013. That's another good ball, played on the far side here, making a run going forward Chance in here for Dandamo. Cut inside Dandamo, looking for support. Cross played in. Away by the South Africans. Jafta standing by. In possession. Tunu making a run on the far side for South Africa. Cutting across there, it is Shego Shanko. So now Shego Shanko, also born in Addis Ababa. Played a football for St. George in Ethiopia. One of the changes they made in the last game when they played against the Uganda in a 1-1 draw in Ethiopia. At this level, Ethiopia and South Africa don't know each other very well, I've got to say. South Africa played a few teams from the east, by the way. Ugandas of this world, your Tanzania of this world at under 17 level. Chancey now, twisting and turning, looking for support. Try to go for a shot, easily intercepted. Near side now, Jalao's ball, collected again by Wandembu. Looking for the ball again, Wandembu. Cannot get to it, eventually cleared away. Every time they have the ball, they're looking for her to get to the ball. Or Dandamo, one of the two. Jalao. Near side of the field now. Azeze. To the near side, ball played in, going forward, Ethiopians. Looking for their second goal. It is Bassa's ball towards Wandemu. Wandemu's ball. Chance in for a shot. South Africa does well to get the ball back. They are toying with the South Africans, the Ethiopians at the moment. Now, chance from Tunu on the far side. Isolated Tunu. Feels he was fouled. The referee saying nothing wrong. Get up. Mezaret Wame. Mamo Walde. Ball collected here by Shanko. To the far side. For Bassa. Again on the far side of the field for the Ethiopians. Still in possession this time. Patient build-up from the back. Patient build-up continuously for the Ethiopians. No ball played in. Easily collected by the goalkeeper. It's a very new team for South Africa at this level. Zamini. Still Zamini going. Zamini tries one. And the goalkeeper equal to the task, collecting the ball right on the line. So Zamini has tried a few of those so far. Gugu Angel Zamini, 16 years of age. Born in Davidson in Ekurhuleni, young player. Playing for Tuks FC at the moment. Studies, and it's a grade 9 pupil there as well. 2021 Most Improved Player and the awards. So these are all the new players. Don't forget anybody in studio, we do have Oli Zondo alongside Pumuzo Manenje as well as Doria Brown to dissect the first half for South Africa. If Ethiopia holds on and walks away with a win here, they will do everything in their power to hold on, I've got to say. So long ball sent by South Africa near side of the field. So Matapo's ball goes out and will be a throw-in again to the South Africans. It's tough to play in Addis. Breathing will be a problem for the South Africans. Altitude will play a huge role for the Ethiopians when they will be at home. This is nothing when they're playing in Johannesburg. Here they are on the far side of the field as they march on forward. Bekele intercepted here. South Africa, long ball towards Zamini in the penalty area. Good defense coming across. Captain fantastic so far, I've got to say. She hasn't put a foot wrong. She has done everything perfect for the Ethiopians here today. And they walk into the first half at the end of it, leading by 1-0. They've shown they can cause problems. And South Africa have themselves to blame. They allowed the most dangerous player in the colors of Ethiopia space and time in the penalty area. And Ayurus, when Demu Tulu duly punished them to make it 1-0 to the Ethiopians. Nothing the keeper could do. Wrong footed, tried to dive but couldn't get there. And the first leg of the third round match between South Africa and Ethiopia. At 45 minutes, it is Ethiopia 1, South Africa 0.
Point of order. To me or not to me, that is the joke.
On point of order today.
Remember all the fun and laughs we had? Well, get ready for more with Tumi Morake and her panel of local celebs.
Join us for this truly glamorous show.
It's going to be killer.
Point of order.
Tune in.
Friday, 7:30, only on 2.
Point of order.
Today's the day. Mzansi football is about to change forever.
Football is freedom. Let's just go there and enjoy ourselves. Let's play. There's nothing impossible. We just go there and win the game.
Crunching tackles and lightning pace have a new face. Istande, Zamaya, and Ishibobo will be executed with perfection. Tactics will come alive with excellence and precision, just by the players you're yet to meet. Our names will be known from KwaZulu to the Free State. Our names will be praised from the Table Mountain to the hills of Venda. Because this time around, we, the women of Mzansi, take to the field. We're taking Idiski to new heights. Our home is football, and we love it here.
Double save! A double save!
Catch all the action of the Hollywood Bets Super League live on SABC 1, S3, DTT, and also available on Telkom 1. SABC Sport is the home of football.
What makes a champion? Is it stepping up to the penalty spot without fear?
It's swung in! Oh, what a chance!
Is it putting your body on the line when it matters most?
That's really nicely done. Here he is.
Long ball played in. Chance in! Opportunity into the back of the net!
Is it showing your tears for the world to see after a heartbreaking loss?
A remarkable performance here.
Is it lifting the trophy with pride?
They've won it! They've done it!
Yes. It's the magnificence of our champions, handmade and crafted on our beautiful African soils. Witness the triumph of the 2021-2022 Total Energies CAF Champions League live on SABC Sport channels, SABC TV channels, and SABC radio stations in your language of choice. This season, we are #Crowning Champions, and we love it here. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Welcome back. Well, it was the away goal that Bantwana were dreading that they have just conceded. Now, in terms of what is happening at the halftime break at the Bidvest Stadium, it is the visitors who are leading that 1-0 against South Africa. Ethiopia really have it all to do right now. And in terms of South Africa, they will need to come back in that second half. I am Olizondo, still joined by Gloria Brown and Upumuzo Manenja. Just in terms of those first 45 minutes, how did you see them?
Certainly very cagey. The girls just trying to understand each other. They haven't yet really gotten out their blocks. You can actually see that there's a bit of caution being thrown. Defensively, yes, it was a horrible deflection. The goalkeeper was thrown out and wrong-footed. Yes, they count nevertheless, but you can still see that the players are struggling to really get out of their half, but I'm certainly looking forward to the second 45.
And you're not feeling like all is lost in terms of what we saw in this first half, Pumut?
Every time we went wide, we looked promising, especially with Kunu, with the pace, and also Mibe on the left-hand side. Every time we try and play balls in behind the defense, we really look dangerous. But the thing is, what I'm worried about is every time that they put the ball aerially, they are bigger than us. the physicality, they are bigger than us and they look more athletic than us. So that's where the worry is, because even when you go to the goal, the problem is they let the ball bounce. And as soon as they let the ball bounce, that's why Tulu took the advantage and got the goal. But in the balance of play, when we put the ball on the ground and try and find each other, we look nippy, we look quicker than them, so we need to do that more.
And in case you've just joined us, it is the first leg of the third round of the Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers. The World Cup will be in India, and the first 45 minutes went like so. It was in the 4th minute that Bantwana really came out strong, and in terms of Umkhunu having that attempted goal.
Definitely, it was a very well taken ball, but the ball being taken out wide, unfortunately, they're just really missing that the right pull, and you can see that was the intention to take the ball out wide. Asanda doing ever so well, but then again, you would expect Mibe to have tried to run with her on the left-hand side, maybe just to steer that ball in the back of the net. But it seems like it's been an afternoon where they're really trying.
That's what I was speaking about, to say the ball rotation. Azobe plays the ball back to Mukhale, the captain. She changes the point of attack. And when you play those balls in behind the defense, that's why they look weak. That's why they look vulnerable. And Mukhunu should be doing more of that. And so does Mibe on the left-hand side. Because every time we turn them, we look dangerous and they look confused. So balls like that, we need to do more, especially in the second half. And
it was also so encouraging to see that open play so early on in that first stanza. Because also just a few seconds later, we saw from the Ethiopians, Dandamo just also having her shot at goal.
I mean, Dandamo did exceptionally well, and you look at the control, and sometimes you'd question the players really in the red shirts. I mean, she gets the ball on the right-hand foot, the right foot. She does well to go to the left-hand side, and she rips a beautiful shot. And you can see the technique, very solid. You can see the strength. She knows she wants to put the defender on the right-hand side, so she's quite comfortable with the strike. But showing some good nippy feet, and they might not be that skillful, but they seem to have a shoot-on-sight policy.
Yeah, when you're looking at Dandamo in that moment, she knows where the defender is. She's trying to feel where the defender is, takes the ball away from the defense, takes the ball to the weaker foot, and still connects well. You can see the experience. Hey,
sicheke laphaya amapasi ukuthi kwenzakalani kahle kahle.
Abethu amaphuthununu yabona abangathi badala laba Ethiopia.
But the one thing that's also great about Lomdlalo Lo is that really both of these teams are not scared of each other. Yeah. They're really giving it quite a go. And in that 13th minute, oh my goodness, it was the back of the net Ekhalile for the Ethiopians. Getting that opening goal was Utulu. Heartbreak.
Absolutely. But when you look at that ball, where it actually bounces, and I think you look at Ntando and Portia in that defense, they were really beaten by the bounce. It bounces and it falls kindly for Tulu there, who really makes no mistake. And keeper should probably say, if I was a little bit taller, maybe I would have reached. Look at there. Taking a slide to the right-hand side. And for a goalkeeper, it's very difficult to change your position once you've gone there to the left-hand side, skidding. And that ball certainly, as they come, you know, if that was a ball in favor of South Africa, we would say, okay, anytime. But in this case, we also got to accept it. But I think they will rectify those mistakes, get tighter defensively, close those gaps, because they are giving them a little bit of room when they are attacking.
You can see it's a team that has not played together before. The ball that is played in, the first rule in defending is don't let the ball bounce. They let the ball bounce between the midfield line and the defensive line. As soon as it drops, you can see Tulu has got one thing on her mind. As soon as it bounces, she takes it and has a shot. A little bit of deflection from Umasilela, that wrong foot the goalkeeper in Musimango in that moment. They get the lead. But also, let's also look at the ball carrier. When Mamo plays that long ball, there's no pressure on her when the ball is played. So that is also the other mistake, that you can't play a high line when there's no pressure on the ball carrier. They let the ball bounce. As soon as it bounces, you can see that Masilela is trying to stay on her feet, try to block that ball, but the wrong foot Umsimango in goals, and that's how they get the goal.
Sure, Ethiopia in the lead. Ethiopia with that all-important away goal, but the South African contingent was not going to sit back. back in terms of Daniela Segal. She also had a free kick, just giving the South Africans some hope.
Absolutely. The free kick in the middle of the park, a good decision by the referee. South Africa plotting and just making sure that Segal, who seems to be the person given the responsibility to take the set pieces, she does ever so well. It's got a lot of pace, it's got direction, but it doesn't dip quick enough for Segal there. And perhaps a little bit more of those, we could be seeing a different complexion.
We just need a little bit of more support for Dlamini, because she's the one that wins that set play for us. She's the lone striker between two big ladies there in Mamo and Shanko. She wins the free kick because she does not have enough support next to her. It gives an opportunity to Daniela Segal to then have the shot. Unfortunately, not to get it on target. I thought the power was good, the direction was good, just unlucky it did not dip quick enough.
And in terms of Bantwana, they were really using their home ground advantage. I mean, we saw the likes of Umi. They're also giving that shot at goal from range, you know, showing the confidence also of the players as the match progressed.
Encouraging to see how they're mixing it, taking shots from distance, trying to take players on, taking the free kick. You can see that they have the idea of what they need to do. It's perhaps a little anxious, but that's what happens when you do go a goal down. These are young players that will continue to be coached. Perhaps she could have pushed it a little bit more and maybe even beat the goalkeeper, because she seems to have a very, very good right foot. But that ball, the keeper just doing enough to just parry it away.
Yeah, when you're looking at how the moment comes about, it's good hold-up play from Dlamini. I need to give her credit. She has really brought the midfielders into play. She holds up the ball, gives it to Mibe. Mibe says there's not a lot of options there, but there's a lot of bodies in front of her. She goes for that long range, and the keeper does not collect cleanly. So that's what encourages the team to say, we need to shoot more. She's not gathering at one go.
And just the player that you're talking about, Dlamini, there just close to the end of the first half, also coming through with another opportunity in that 31st minute.
Absolutely. Again, we're seeing maybe whooping in a decent ball. Keeper comes out very bravely. And then the follow-through that's impressed me by Danielle. She does exceptionally well. She goes in and just to take the ball away. And that is to draw. She realizes that she's trying to draw the defenders away and perhaps to whoop a ball in and for an oncoming maybe Mtunu or as well as Mzobe. But again, at this level, we will be finding them just staying behind the play instead of maybe joining the play a lot quicker. But the keeper definitely a lot brave and making sure she keeps the team a clean sheet thus far.
When you're looking at it, we need to give credit to Mibe on the left-hand side. She has really been troublesome, but I just need her to be a little bit consistent. She's not consistent at times, because you see her play for 5 minutes, you see her disappear for 3 to 5 minutes again, she comes back into the game. She needs to do that consistently. With Dlamini playing as a lone striker, what needs to be going on in the change room now is where the coach needs to speak to Mtunu, needs to speak to Daniela to say, every time the ball goes to Dlamini, they need to tuck in and become a second and third striker for Bantwana up front, because all the balls that are played, Dlamini is left alone to be able to deal with the 4 defenders. So they need to get the support as quick as possible to the front, Dlamini.
And just in terms of the halftime statistics, Ethiopia 59% of the ball possession, but Bantwana, even though with that 41% of the ball possession, having the superior number of shots at goal and of course on target.
And that exactly speaks to the game plan, which is take the game to the opponents, especially after conceding. And that is encouraging. I think it will motivate them to say, keep trying, you could get one on target.
Set play is going to be very important. We need to look for those set plays in the final third. We saw Daniela Segal took a very good free kick. We need to play the balls wide. We see that Mukunu and also Mibe, they've got the ability to go past players in 1v1. So let's keep attacking. There's a goal in this team.
There definitely should be a goal in these next 45 minutes. It is now time for the second half at the Bidvest Stadium. It is the first leg of the third round. And in terms of both of these teams, they are looking to qualify for the Under-17 Women's World Cup that will be staged in India. Let's take you through to our commentary team, Brian Mufugeng, Notsulimiya.
Asikwamkele ke futhi ke mbukeli esombeni ke esesibili umdlalo wokuhlungela ke iyona ke indebe yomhlaba ezobanjelwa ke inde iSouth Africa eyeke lapha ke ekhefini ilandela ke ngemuva njengoba ke sibona uDlamini elwa ethi ke awuthi ke esivele nje sihlasele zisuka nje esompeni ke esesibili bayekhefini belandele emuva ngegoli ke elilodwa eqandeni egoli ke elishawe ke uyena laphana uNdemu omdlali ke obeke nesompe ke esihle ngempela ke esoqala emhlalo ke iyokuhlungela asibone nje eboxini uyena futhi ke uDlamini lapha ebhola ke liphelela ke ezandleni ke zakhe echibo afa goalkeeper ke wakhona ke Ethiopia amalihlono lo mibe wasephasa kabi waphasela izitha abalithatha banikeza Samuel Basam ejubane kapteni wase South Africa oMokhale ebhola ke elaseke elonakala uyabona ke selokhu ke iyasungulwa ke lemidlalo ke iyayo ke iWorld Cup go 2018 elizwekazi ke elase Africa eselimele ke amazwe ke ayisithupha iGhana ke iyona ke eseyidlaleekuwona ke wonke ama World Cup njengoba ke ngo 2012 ba qeda ke laphana ke kuyona ke ibronze third place kanti ke ngo 2014 2016 nango 2018 baphuma ke kuwona ke ama quarter final kanti ke ngo 2008 nango 2010 baphuma ke kuma group stages eNigeria emva kwabo iyona ke seyidlale ke akwazi ke kwaba ke ka5 2008 2016 abaphuma ke kuona ke ama quarter finals kanti ke laphana ke iyona ke iSouth Africa njengoba ke isaye kabili iyafana ke nayo ke iCameroon abo babili baye ngo 20 lapha ngo 2018 anango 2010 noma ke iCameroon yeke ngo 2016 amanye ke amazwe sibala ke oZambia anoGambia abaya ke ngo 2012 2014 anangu futhi ke laphana ke uNdemu engena ke eboxini ithola ikhona kick Ethiopia eyoqala esombeni esesibili Antando Phahla evimba ukuthi ke amanzi angangena endlini oyithatha yena ke elekhona kick eyerusi uNdemu efuna amakhanda eboxini kodwa eyavimba South Africa Daniela Segal oyaliveza nange eliveza kamnandi ke laphana ke uDlamini kodwa iphasi yakhe engemuva lesala ke engemuva
loading
South Africa nayi futhi eyancenga bafuna ke manje asanda Mchunu Mchunu nange lifake eboxini ufuna uDlamini uDlamini unejubane kodwa kanayo isupport uDlamini nange buya futhi uMchunu offside akabange esaba enyakaza ke laphana ke eduze kwalayini yena ke uDlamini ingaleyo ndlela othiwa ke use offside benchi liyanyakaza manje kuthiwa ke akadlale ke captain Meserete Mamo Wolde odlalela ke iqembu iGideon Odila khona ke laphana ke eEthiopia nange lishiya ke naye Daniel Edandamo oyavimba chapter chapter odlale kahle kakhulu eThekwini kuma Sasol Championship baze ke banqoba ke baba ke ngompetha lokho chaza ukuthi kule season bazobe ke bedlala kuyona ke iHollywood Bets Super League iyona ke iVasco da Gama yase Cape Town asibone futhi ke ngakwesokudla inhle le across him kodwa ke ugoalkeeper oyalithatha omunye ke umdlali owayegqamile ngempela ke uJafta edlala kahle kakhulu nomunye futhi Amike Minizi emva kwalokho wasayinwa iqembu ke layo ke iMamelodi Sundowns ladies Amike omunye ke owaba ke namagoli amaningi 7 goals ke kuyona ke leyo tournament ayambona ke njengoba ke dlala ke njenge right back uJafta othi ke umdlali ke amthandayo Alexander Arnold right back iyayo ke iLiverpool athi sibone nje ukuthi awenze njani ke manje asanda mchunu captain oyayiphasa ushintsha inkundla ucaptain abanikeza manje Mibe oyaligoba Mibe ayileli yabhola ke alindawo nje oyalithatha ayena Afa Academy ilona ke iqembu lakhe iS Academy adlalelayo ke laphana ke eEthiopia captain Amama Holde oyabathathela manje Daniel Sigal nange libeka phansi ngesifuba Daniel Danamo wayiphasa yena ke Danamo unikeza Abikele ebhola ke laseke elonakala layo ke iEthiopia omile ngenyawo ke umqeqeshi walo ke iqembu lesizwe laseningizimu Afrika Simphiwe Dludlu owaye ukapteni ke weqembu ke layo ke iBanyana Abanyana awaretire ke esedlale ke 63 games oyena futhi ke wayeqeqesha under 17 ngesikhathi laphana ke Uruguay akuyona ke imidlalo ke yendebe ke yomhlaba base ke beshawa ke kuona ke ama group stages awuma ngabe ke kwazile ukuthi ke aphinda lithathe leqembu alibeke futhi ke indawo indebe yomhlaba oyobe qhubeka ke noqopha umlando ngempela ke yena ke uDludlu ephasedle ikaMzobe awuyavimba captain eyerusi uNdemu oyabathathela manje Hussein Atandamo oyadlula Tandamo khona yayo ke iEthiopia Ojafta uyena kade vimba ke laphana ke ngakwesokudla isikhathi sokuthi alungise uDonga alungise ke idefense yakhe laphana ke umsimango yaphakanyiswa ke leya khona uyavimba lapha asikali bazama ukushaya ke bekude ibhola ke labo ke liphuma ke phezulu kwamapali alukho ke ushintsho ke esilibonile kuona ke womabili ke amaqembu njengoba ke sibuya ke kusona ke isombe ke esokuqala abuye njengoba ke enjalo umqeqeshi ke waseEthiopia uthi akukho ke ubonakele vele ke samba phambili anoDludlu uthi ke legoli elodwa nathi sisangakwazi ukuthi ke sithole elethu ngabo ke labadlali abakhona ke enkundleni akodwa bheke nje balinokha kanjani ke abase-Ethiopia ebikele wadlula ubikele akodwa ke baseke bemhlanganyela nali manje ibhola lide lifuna uDlamini ongena support oyedwa nje yabona indlela adlala kahle ngakhona uGugu Dlamini okube isupport iyafika ngabe ke sikhuluma ngempela ke okunye abenza inguquko abakhona ke laphana ke eEthiopia Semira Ahmed uyangena bayamkhipha manje yena ke Alimuzi Hussein Semira Akediri Ahmed olunye ke ushintsho olwenziwa ke ibona ke abalaphana ke Ethiopia njengoba ke behamba phambili 10 minutes osodlaliwe sombeni ke esesibili alukho ke oluningi ke esingakhuluma ngalo Ethiopia Bruno iyona nje eyaqhubeka iyayicindezela iningizimu Afrika.
It's a chance here now for Dlamini. It's indeed very interesting to the way they're playing at the moment, South Africa, because Ethiopia knows they walk away victorious. It is good news for them going forward. South Africa cannot afford to sit back. They need to get the goals, especially given the fact that Ethiopia just introduced one of the goal scorers so far. On the back of the net when they played that game against Uganda, that is Semira Kedir Ahimet. One of the goal scorers for them so far in these qualifiers, just been introduced now, alongside Kasa Kebede rather, on in Giro Dila and Agonda respectively. Just been introduced here by the Ethiopians. So when you talk about South Africa, you're talking about the team of 2010 for South Africa that went to the World Cup. Now, a mistake by the goalkeeper! It is over the line, is it? And Ethiopia completes it! It does not rain but pours for South Africa. Ball played back towards her and she did not watch it at all. And South Africa have gifted Ethiopia a goal here in the second half of this game. What a debut. Goodness me. That's a ball played in back towards her. So a teammate plays the ball back to her, but it looks like it is away from her and easily converted and finished off by the Ethiopians. There's the ball played in. Used the wrong foot. She used the wrong foot. The left foot was the one she was supposed to have used, but she used the right foot. And she has gifted the Ethiopian the ball. Too casual. She will land going forward. And now one of the goal scorers has scored again in this tournament. Homoto Simango. What was she doing? Emus Daniel Dandamo has made it 2-0 to the Ethiopians. 2-0 Ethiopia leading against South Africa. So at the moment, Ethiopia are on the pawn seat. They've scored 2 away goals against South Africa. It's going to be a huge mountain to climb going forward, unless they find the goals here before going. He's been vocal. Ever since he arrived here, he's been forever vocal. I mean, he travels in the national team every time they come to South Africa. You know, when South Africa played against the senior men for the World Cup qualifiers, he was there. Leader of the pack every time. Here comes Ahmed playing the ball towards the near side of the field. Play short again now. They've got their tail feathers up a bit, Ethiopia, at the moment. Long ball forward. Dlamini brings the ball down. Near side ball playing Mkunu in possession. Connected again by Chafta. Keeps the ball in play for the South Africans. So back again to the goalkeeper. Long ball collected Mukhale, middle of the park for South Africa. Mzobe to Mukhale, Mukhale back to Mzobe. Shows too much of the ball. Ethiopia gets it back. Forward they go again, Ethiopia. Intercepted by Bantwana for South Africa. Collected again by the Ethiopians. South Africa unable to hold on. Chance in for a cross and a tackle and a free kick given by the referee. Going down on the far side of the field for the Ethiopians. It is Ayorus Wandemutulu. So both Emush, Daniel, Dandamo have scored 2 goals in his qualifiers in 3 matches. South Africa now have to dig deep and fight back in this match. So I'll tell you a story about the players who were there in the 2010 World Cup. We'll chat about that. Let's have a look at this. Set piece given on the far side of the field now for the Ethiopians. Lining it up. 5 players to aim for. Long ball in. Chance in for goal number 3. Drop shot. Wundemu was there. Away this time, South Africa. Seagull gets there. But away easily by the Ethiopians. Throw in South Africa, near side of the field. Was Shego Shanko who should clear the ball. So in 2010, the team that represented South Africa were coached by Soli Lubengo. Then a 17 women's team for South Africa in the 2010 World Cup in Trinidad and Tobago. Kelso Peskin was one of the players. Kaylin Swart was there. Rachel Sebati was there. Robin Moodley. Shiwe Nongwanya was there. Jermaine Soposenwe was there as well. So there is the coach of South Africa, Simpiwe Dlodu. All the work has been undone here by silly mistakes by the players. Toon has gone down. Nomvula Khwale, who's currently part of the Banyana team, was there as well. So these are the Ethiopian fans that are watching from the stands at the moment. Jablile Masebugu amongst those as well. Played in the 2010 World Cup for the under-17s for South Africa. That's what happens. Clash of heads between the two players. 2018 team. Katie Van Fochel was there. Donatemba Mhlongo was there. Spulele Holweni, Jessica Wade, Karabo Dlamini, Oratile Mukwena, Mitch Minis, as well as Figile Makama were all part of the team in 2018, coached by Simpiwe Dlodu in Uruguay. Ball stolen, South Africa played forward. Main was coming from an offside position. She does get there. She will surely be judged to have been offside. The ball has been kicked out by the Ethiopians. So there's the man in charge of the Ethiopian team. Some of the players that are playing, in fact, it's the players that are playing here at the moment. We're going to talk about those that are coming from Dila, a team that he coached previously. And he's the head coach and he's watching on at the moment. Things are looking good. Brought some players from Dila. He's come up with them to this team. You can see the telepathy. They combine so well. Silela's ball, straight pass. Let it again, sent forward this time. Dlamini comes back, she's offside. South Africa. Nations who have come to South Africa and won matches against South Africa in these qualifiers. We're going to talk about the Cameroonians in 2008. This is part of the Safa Backroom staff here that are watching on. These are the players that never made a card, by the way. See Vincent at the bottom there. Lalo, one of those that's watching at the moment for the South Africans. So sort of COO is here, by the way, Lydia. Munyapao is among those that are watching from the stands for today's match. Former Banyana player herself. Seagull. Perfectly collected and poised for the goalkeeper. See there, that is Andile Dlamini. She's from Pumulong. The goalkeeper for South Africa is also from the part in Tembisa. And the goalkeeper calls Andile Dlamini a role model. And a mistake! Oh! Almost caught out there for goal number 3. That defense needs to come down. Truly, They say when you're watching a football game, you cannot have the same mistake coming one after the other in one game. Something has to give.
Iphutha emva kwephutha ku goalkeeper waseningizimu Afrika Bridget la umsimango ngempela uyasikaza ukuthi uyaphuma epalini aphinda hlehle njengoba ke Ethiopia icishe ithola egoli lesithathu belizoqeda ngempela ke ngayo ke iSouth Africa lavele lasukuma lonke ibhenji naye ke laphana ke umqeqeshi usami ke ngenyawo abayayincenga manje esikali bayamthathela kodwa anang manje ekhasa Kibede abekele ngakwesokunxele abayayithinta nje abayo ke laphana ke iEthiopia akungena nje ekhona manje ke yena lapha Semira Kedir nanke manje asibone ukuthi uyakwazi ukuthi adlule kodwa ke akudluleki asanda amkhunu nayi ibuya futhi ke lapha eEthiopia ngakwesokunxele asibone nje futhi ke umshayi wegoli athandamo kodwa umsebenzi omuhle ikakasuka ingozi yabona manje sebembonile ukuthi ugoalkeeper onamaphutha bamshaye kude goalkeeper bamshaya ke ekude abakhona ke laphana ke eEthiopia anali ke le goli noma ke lephutha lenziwe ukeeper waphuma epalini wasikaza awambona ke laphana ke uKibede ukuthi akekho yazama ke iyona ke iSouth Africa kodwa ke ugoalkeeper muhle lapha epalini afa bafuna ukwenza ushintsho manje ke abayo ke iSouth Africa a chapter onompempe ke uyakhuza Ayanda Mkhize oyaphuma manje lapha uDaniela Asigali oshintsho ke eloqala olwenziwa oyena ke laphana ke uSimpiwe Dludlu asazi ke lo shintsho ukuthi ke luzoba iphathelani ke iyona ke iSouth Africa njengoba ke engena ke uMkhize ungena ke isimo sibi ongena ke isimo sibi awudlala ke eThekwini udlalela ke iDurban Ladies 15 years ayena ke laphana ke uMkhize uyabona ke lapha kuma awards ubeqokiwe njenganomdlalo omncane kuma awards ayo ke laphana ke iHollywood Bet Super League ngoba ke ube nesizini enhle kakhulu ngesizini ke iyona ke edlule throw in iyayo ke laphana ke iEthiopia ebekele encindezi ubona nje ukuthi bakhipha la eduze ibhola abase South Africa abafuna manje futhi awuDlamini ogijima yedwa akanayo isupport uyabona nje ama defender o4 lapha emuva avele nje amhlanganyele alithatha ibhola Kothiwa ke manje ke abaphuze ke amanzi ngoba ke elanga ke liyashisa la eMill Park athi ke nje sibheke ukuthi indlela ke iyayo ke iunder 17 iyaleyo ke South Africa ngosuka ke ngo2008 ngesikhathi iqala ke ukuthi idlalo ke imidlalo World Cup bahamba kanjani emidlalweni ke iyayo ke ukuhlunga yabona ke ngo2008 baphuma ku first round ngo2010 base ke ebengena asibone nje lamagoli avelilihle igoli lakhe uNdemu walivala kahle eboxini walibeka kude no goalkeeper eyerusi uNdemu nali ke elesibili awiphutha lika goalkeeper eback pass bemnike kahle yedwa walivala ke ngonyawo olungafanele bekumele nje alivale ngonyawo lesinxele akwaseke wafika ke laphana ke uDaniel Dandamo owalivalela ke phakathi igoli ke lakhe lesithathu ekubona ke ama qualifiers abengisakubhekela nje indlela ukuthi ngo2012 ngoba ke ngo2010 bangena abaphuma ke ku second round beshawa ke iNamibia ngo6-1 sekuhlanganiswa ke iyona ke ihome game ane away game ngoba ke baqale badlala idraw ka 1-1 bafika ke laphana ke eNamibia yabashawa ngo5-0 2014 baphuma futhi ku second round lapho ke base ke beshawa eyona ke iZambia 6-2 on aggregate 2016 nakhona futhi abaphuma kuyona ke laphana ke i-second round nompempe ke nangu futhi ke umisa umdlalo ohlezi phansi umdlali ngempela ovelele ogqamile oyisethenjwa ayibe bemngena ngempela emcanda uyena ke uMahlihlohonolo Mibe bedlalisa kabi ke yena ke eyerusi uNdemu oshaye ke igoli ke lokuqala layo ke Ethiopia omlenze wokuqala iSouth Africa isazohamba yeEthiopia iyodlala ke ibona ke umlenze wesibili angazi ke njengoba ke kunzima kanje kunzima ekhaya ukuthi ke mase ke befike eEthiopia bazofika ngempela ke benze njani bayangena ke abosizo lokuqala bayombheka ke yena laphana ke uNdemu bayanyakaza abadlali base-Ethiopia ebhentshini bafuna ukwenza ukuthi makwenzeke ngakwazi ukubuya babeke balungile ke laphana ke ebhentshini ngibona laphana ke uWudajo omunye ke umdlali ke onyakazayo ke lapha kuleli bench lase-Ethiopia yabona ucoach ubeka umoya phansi igazi liphansi akatatazeli ngoba izinto ke zimhambela kahle laphana ke uChaka omqeqeshi ke weqembu ke lase-Ethiopia asethembe nje ukuthi akukubi ke kakhulu kuyena ke uNdemu bathola i-free kick izothathwa ukapteni amaserethe amamo oyayiphakamisa yinde ephuma ke phezulu kwamaphali akhe laphana ke uHomotso umsimango goalkeeper ngempela ke onamaphutha Mibe bafuna manje asanda mchunu unamandla laphana ke ubikele left back iyayo ke Ethiopia Jafta ibhola ufaka ngaphakathi eboxini libuyela kuyena futhi uJafta alide manje bafuna ukapteni bamthathela ke laphana ke uMokhale 16 years nangu futhi elivala baphinde balithatha angeke avume ke laphana ke uNompempe kodwa ke uthi ke akube ke ibhola ke elase eningizimu Africa esikhathi sihambile ubona ke ngaye ke ukapteni ukuthi akusachithwa isikhathi manje 2-0 uyanyuka umqansa iyesindwa iSouth Africa. Goal kick kuthiwa ke ayibuye kube ke eyayo ke laphana ke Ethiopia awuseholdini ugoalkeeper wase Ethiopia. Uyabona nje umsebenzi wakho omningi yena ukususa nje ama goal kick kodwa okunye akukho uvakashile eSouth Africa uapha nali thuba lihle bengisathi uvakashile kanti usemsebenzini hayi kodwa lihle awufimbe kahle kakhulu ke yena ke uAfam abamshaya ngempela obheke nje bemshaya ke ekude asibone futhi ke nali ibhola yabona manje ziyathengana ithuba ngapha ethuba ngapha kodwa ke isikole samile 2-0 ulandela ngemuva uMzansi Afrika. Bayamkhipha manje uGugu Dlamini obedlala nje yedwa bafaka manje uMhlabi iyashintsha manje futhi ke nayo ke Ethiopia umshayi ke wegoli elokuqala uNdemo bayamkhipha ezona ke inguquko asazi ke sizoletha luphi ushintsho kodwa zona ziningi nali ibhola eboxini ziyonakala inguquko eziningi asazi ke ukuthi ushintsho luzoba khona na.
Bonatseho Matladis, the player just came in for South Africa now. Ozuzu having to make some changes. Immediately has possession going forward. Bonatseho Mutladi coming from Warrington, 16 years of age. The one who's also making a first appearance, playing for Samuel Rangers from Safa in Francis Barnard in the Northern Cape. So the scoreline, South Africa trailing here by 2-0 against Ethiopia. Look at the history of these World Cup qualifiers at under 17 level. Only a few nations have come here and won against South Africa in South Africa over the years. And Ethiopia is looking to be one of those that adds their name to the tally of nations that have done exactly that in South Africa. Cameroon did it in 2008. Nigeria did that in 2010. South Africa qualified via the playoffs in 2010. 2008 they knocked out in the first round by Cameroon. 2012 South Africa played against Namibia home and away. After a 1-0 draw, they went on to hammer Namibia 5-0. Here in South Africa, 6-1 they won in aggregate. They met the Ghanaians. That's the reason why there's a player down for Ethiopia. You can see there, Ayanda Mkize taking no prisoners at the moment. So they played against Ghana. Goalless draw in South Africa before they went away and lost by 5-1. And therefore unable to go to Azerbaijan, South Africa. 2014. The qualifiers in 2013 for the tournament in 2014. Against South Africa, knocked out very early in the qualifiers. Here comes Ethiopia going forward. Ball miscued, goes out. South Africa now have a chance as they march on forward. Mibe has got support. Mibe cuts inside. Still Mibe going. Mibe lays the ball in. This time too long. She took too long, Mibe. Cut inside, and by the time to release the ball was a second too late.
They need to play. Well, he's out. He's out.
The coach have made changes. And Mibe should release the ball. You can see there the coach doesn't know what to do next because she has done everything she must do. When the players are making mistakes like those, the gentleman who's sitting next to the coach of Ethiopia was a translator. It's been more animated than anything else, I'm going to say. Having fun at the moment. But the team is leading here by 2-0 in South Africa. All they have to do is hold on, and they will have one leg in the next round. It's not the first time that a South African team or national team has played against Ethiopia and faced a Nigerian national team afterwards. Bafana has done it, and that was in 2013 in a World Cup for 2014 for the seniors in the men's game. I haven't seen yellow cards for the referee. Konatsa Mothabi bringing down the player for Ethiopia. She was late. So Senyat Shanko must be all good now. It's a happy bench, I've got to say, this Ethiopian one. All smiles at the moment. Coaches come here dressed to the T. His team is doing well. Nothing can go wrong, can they? Everything is going perfectly well for the Ethiopians at the moment. Dajo Robson, this player that we introduced not so long ago, came in for the Eurus, Windamu, Dulu. Tackles are coming out thick and fast, I've got to say. And the yellow card eventually being issued here by the referee. Ayanda Mkhize has not been in for more than 10 minutes and gets herself yellow carded. And that shouldn't be yellow. Should be something bigger than that because she went over. And you can see the whole ankle twist in there. Lucky for South Africa, she got a yellow card for the tackle. Know that Phumuzo Manenje and Gloria Brown will dissect that further. But it was a very dangerous tackle coming through from Mkhize for South Africa. Very, very dangerous it was indeed. Advantage of youth is that they heal quickly. So it looks like they'll be back at it again. When you move around, you realize there's 7 minutes to go before we come to the end of this game. The Ethiopian coach will be the happiest of the two, or the happier of the two coaches, ahead of the second leg in Ethiopia. And the Kachu Chaka. There they are now to the far side of the field, ball played in. Mkhize. Tonu now, slotting on the left-hand side for South Africa. Tonu still going. Once again, brilliant captain. Absolutely brilliant. Comes across and thwarts another move as they go forward. The families that have come out to watch, enjoy the beautiful game here at the Vet Stadium. South Africa hosting Ethiopia. Ethiopia leading by 2-0. The road to India 2022 continues. Long ball played in this time. Perfectly poised for the goalkeeper. Perfectly poised for the goalkeeper. Long ball from Ahmed. Met there by Pasa and goes out on the far side for the South Africans. Throw in Ethiopia. Throw in will be for the Ethiopians. To be given against for the South Africans on the far side this time. You look at the way they go, the game has gone today. 2 mistakes, 2 goals. Thank you very much, say the Ethiopians. South Africa have a mountain to climb when they travel back to Ethiopia in 2 weeks' time. So Mponka Dimen makes her entry for the South Africans. Mponka Dimen from Tafelkop in Gaskukuni district municipality in Limpopo is the one being introduced here for the South Africans. Long ball played forward immediately. She gets involved. It's a football for HPC in Tshwane. 2018 Player of the Year for Tuks at junior level. player, this young lady just been introduced now by the South Africans. They're trailing by 2-0. So Ethiopia against South Africa, 2-0 the scoreline, South Africa trailing against Ethiopia. Tulsi Lemia, the last time when Ethiopia went to Uganda, they scored 2 goals. And they went back and really were able to manage the game. It was 2-all draw, they scored and they conceded 1 goal. But it was good enough for them to advance. Daniel and Ahmedi were the goal scorers. Ahmed rather scored a goal right at the death of the game. But they proved they can score late as well if you give them space.
Free kick iyayo ke South Africa ifuna ke lapha asibona ugoalkeeper nangenza iphutha ayikakasuka ingozi nangumkhize amkhize futhi bayephasa eboxini abakhahleli ahlezi phansi ke manje ke umibe kodwa ke umdlalo ke uyaqhubeka kapteni wase South Africa Mabatho Mogale othi ke uyadlala lapha ke ibhola ke lasethumela ke ngaphandle bekuyithuba elayo ke iSouth Africa lapha ke eboxini isiphutubhutu nje owaseke esala phansi emalihlono lo umibe 15 years umdlali ke owaba ke iyona ke i-top goal scorer oyona ke engine ka 2021 udlalela ke UJ oyasukuma uyaqhubeka nawo ke umdlalo enkomba ngempela ke ziyakhombisa ukuthi ke Ethiopia ezoya ke emlenzeni wesibili nange manje edlula lapha ke umpho ungena nje khona manje esombeni ke sesibili njengoba ke siyophela asibone nje amajubane kodwa kuthiwa uyabamba Daniel Etandamo umpho Katimeti ongene khona ke esombeni ke sesibili ethatha indawo yakhe lawo Asanda Mchunu obuya ke eMaritzburg uyabona ke umpho usamncane 14 years njengoba elibamba kamnandi lapha ke set obhekele yaphasi iphasi siyibone lapha ku Modric ngesikhathi Madrid ikhipha Chelsea kwi Champions League muhle ayena ke lapha ke umpho asibone nje leya defense yase South Africa ihlezi ngaphansi kwenkulu ingcindezi eminyakazo yokugcina Mzobe ephasi kaMzobe asibone nje eboxini ukuthi wenze njani ke lapha ke uMhlabi kodwa nakanayo ke isupport waselithatha ke ibhola ke Ahmed owasha ke igoli njengoba ke esho ke uBruno ukuthi ngemzuzu yokugcina Ethiopia kwazi ukushaya amagoli uyena ke owashaya ke igoli ngesikhathi ke bedlala ke neUganda ajafta wasikaza kuye ebholeni waphinda ke waliyeka laphumela ngaphandle osenzile inguquko uSimphiwe Dludlu isithelo zalezo inguquko kodwa ke azikho olokho elwenjalo ke lapha Mabatho Mogale awukapteni ke wayo ke iSouth Africa kodwa akunzima amkhize othengena nje wabezitholela ke yellow card ongeyokuqala ke kulomdlalo anange iphasa umkhize onikeza ke yena uMhlabi bafuna ukuyifaka eboxini kodwa goalkeeper wayo ke Ethiopia othatha nje isikhathi sakhe uyabona nje ukuthi izinto ke manje ke ziya ke ngasekugcineni bayawunqoba ke lo mdlalo 2-0 bahamba phambili asazi ke ukuthi emidlalweni ke uphakathi kweZambia neCameroon eLusaka izinto zona zihamba kanjani nayi futhi ke Ethiopia eboxini lapha first touch iyabashaya first touch yamshaya ke lapha ke uDajo angabe ke sikhuluma ke enye ke indaba 2 minutes ezokwengezwa ayibese ke umdlalo ke uyaphela eLusaka iZambia idlala ke neCameroon bese kuthi kusasa eBurundi neTanzania eNiger neMorocco iGuinea neGhana bazodlala ke nabo kusasa. Asibone nje lapha ithuba layo ke iSouth Africa kodwa njalo liphuma ke phezulu kwamapali walala phansi ugoalkeeper oyaqhuka abekuzama ke yena ke ukapteni Mabatho Umukhale ezama ke ebekude umdlalo wokugcina ozoba ke ngesonto omkhulu kakhulu iNigeria nayo ke laphana ke iEgypt ngaphambi kokuthi ke kuyiwe ke kuyona ke emlenze ke yesibili ezobi laphana ke ngoMeyi asibone ke ngakwesokudla futhi ayena ke lapha Ahmed nange ke ngene boxini ethuba lapha emzuzu yokugcina Ethiopia ngemzuzu yokugcina abakwenzile lokhu bedlala neUganda abayaphinda futhi bakwenza ke bedlala ke nayo ke iSouth Africa akhasa akhabide ebhola eliqhamuke ngakwesokudla ayivula idefense yeSouth Africa awubhekele yaphesi walivalela phakathi wezwa ngendaba ugoalkeeper awezwa ngendaba ugoalkeeper hayi bayingcwabile iSouth Africa bayingcwabele ekhaya umqansa njengoba ke bezoya ke laphana ke eEthiopia emlenze yesibili izoba laphana ke ngoMeyi bese unompempe ke njengoba ke eshakanye ishakabili eshakathathu ke impempe yakhe ethi kuphelile obekuhlanganisile Ethiopia iyanqoba iyaguqa iSouth Africa emlenzeni wesibili akuyofanele ke ishintshe ukwenza iSouth Africa ngale kwalokho ithikithi lokuye India angeke baze ke balithole Ethiopia idlale kahle kusukela ekuqaleni umdlalo oqala kwaze kwaba ke esegcineni esiphukile inhliziyo zabadlali baseSouth Africa goalkeeper umsimango benamaphutha anawo ke abeyimbangela yokuthi ke isikhosi ime kanje Ethiopia idlala ibhola elihle ngempela akhumbule ukuthi ke makuphela ke imidlalo ke yayo ke i-second round emlenze yesibili amazwe nje amathathu kuphela azomela iAfrica eIndia amathuba anciphile eSouth Africa goalkeeper la umsimango oyazi ukuthi ke ube nesandla ngempela ukuthi izinto ke zime kanje enjabulo ebusweni babadlali base-Ethiopia yabona nje amaqhinga omqeqeshi ezisuka avele nje abasobala ukuthi ke siyahlasela sithola igoli ngoba sidlala ekuhambeni abaphinda bathole elinye babona ukuthi ke kuyadlaleka la azibaphele ke bashaya ke elesithathu yabona ke ubuso babadlali baseSouth Africa bayazi ukuthi ke amathuba ngempela ukuthi nabo ababeke igroup ethi saya ku-World Cup njengale group yango 2010 neyango 2018 ayibona ke ngempela ke ngeke kuze kwenzeke mangabe behluleka ukuthi ke bashaye ke amagoli amathathu noma ke amane eEthiopia emlenzeni wesibili final score Mid-Park 3 Ethiopia and not iyona ke iSouth Africa oyabona ke ngempela ukuthi ngempela ke beyuphethe umdlalo iEthiopia bheka iball possession 59% ku41 ama-fouls ngempela ke beqinile unyawo weSouth Africa 12 ku6 kanti ke ngempela ke amakhona 4 kuEthiopia 2 kulona ke iqembu ke layo ke iNingizimu Africa full time score 3-0 eyaguqa ke iyona ke iSouth Africa osemile ke laphana ke umntakangcobo ovusiwe ukuthi ke sizwe ke ukuthi abaqeqeshi babone kanjani umdlali.
Sibonge kakhulu kuye ke usisithuli Mia kanye futhi no Brian Bruno Mufokeng ebekade basiphethele kahle umsebenzi we-commentary namhlanje. We are now joined by the coach of the winning team Ethiopia here today, putting the ball in the back of the net 3 times in this encounter. It is Coach Idalkecho Chaka. Coach, just first of all, your overall thoughts on today's game from your vantage point.
ያው ጨዋታውን እንደጠበቅነው ነው መጀመሪያም ገልጸናል በማጥቃት ላይ ነው የምንጫወተው ብለናችኋል እንደጠበቅነው አሸንፈን ወተናል ደስ ብሎናል በጣም
Yeah, the game is as I told you previously, it's expected. I told you we'll win finally because we are playing on attacking football.
And coach, we saw that you were leading, of course, by 1-0 at halftime. And just coming into the second half, we saw you making some of those changes. We saw Kebede in and Basa going out, and also Ahmed in and Hussein out. Tell us more about your thought process in making those substitutions.
ከረፍት በፊት አንድ ጎል አግብተን ነበር ከፍስ በኋላ ስትመጣ እነዚህ ተጨማሪ ጎሎችን ያገባው ሁለት ሰብስቲቲዩሽኖችን አስገብተን ነበር ቼንጆችን ነው እንዴት ነበር የተጠቀምኩበት ተቀያሪዎች
ጨዋታውን እዚሁ ጨርሰን ነው መሄድ የፈለግነው አዲስ አበባ ላይ ቀለል አድርገን ለመጫወት እዚህ አግብተን መሄድ አለብንና ቶሎ ያው ከመከላከል ይልቅ ለማጥቃት ነው ያሰብነው ለዛ ነው የተጠቀምነው ያው ለማሸነፍ ስለያሰብነው
You know the reason why we substitute the 3 players in the after the break time. We need to finish the game here in South Africa field. So when we back to our home, we'll play light football because we need to finish the game here.
And just talking about finishing the game here, coach, your team was quite thorough in ensuring that all those defensive errors made by South Africa were punished in this afternoon's encounter.
Come again, please.
Just the team being very thorough in punishing the South African team for those errors made defensively.
Okay, ማለት የሳውዝ አፍሪካን ቲምን እዚህ ላይ ማሸነፍ ችለናልና ዲፌንሲቭ ላይ ያለውን ነገር ማለት ነው ምንድነው የተጠቀምከው ነገር
እኛ የሳውዝ አፍሪካን ጨዋታ ከዚህ በፊት አይተን አናውቅም ግን ያው ለማሸነፍ ስለገባን ያው ለማሸነፍና ለማሸነፍ ስለገባን ነው ጠንካራሚው ደካማም ግን እኛ የራሳችንን ስራ ለመስራት ነው የገባነው
We are entering to the field to our work you see actually we don't have experience with South African team U70 but this is our first time we came here to win and only to win and to hold 3 points
Certainly, coach, congratulations, well done to you, and of course we'll see what you bring to the game in that second leg next month.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. That is, of course, the coach for the Ethiopian under-17 team. Just talking us through the team's victory. We are now joined by Coach Shodi Osimpiwe Edlulu. Now, coach, when we were speaking in the pre-match interview, we spoke about how this is a new team. None of these players have played at this level before, and you were expecting to see mistakes from them. But I guess but some of those errors defensively and maybe a little bit too casual from the goalkeeper, especially in that second goal.
Casual is a big word for a 16-year-old at this level with so much pressure in a match of this magnitude. The noise that I'm hearing behind is noise coming from players that have been together for long. It's players that the whole team, all of them are born in the same year. They have passports of the same date of issue and expiry, and when you look at them, they're so mature. How they move off the ball, how they move off each other. That's something that you don't get in just a month,
yes.
In just 2 months or in a week of coming together. That is something that they've been doing for so long, being together in their team. The same performance that they bring today is the same that the grit that they showed against Uganda. Yeah. We were expecting this. We were expecting to concede. We were expecting them to have an edge over us because the first half for us was the first time into international standard.
Yes.
The second half was a wake-up call to say, oh, actually we are here. Right now, all of them are crying They are crying because they are asking themselves, what more could we have done to do better? There's nothing more they could have done. Because you're talking about 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds that are turning 15, 16-year-olds. A goalkeeper, even after that era, she still comes up and say, I'll play. The speed that Ethiopia was playing with, the ispillion, lalela, banespillion labantu, tinasgabi nasispillion. Sizoba naso ngo-June, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, because these 15-year-olds, believe me, in years to come, they'll give you something better and great to look at, because there were glimpses of us when we got the ball, when we are able to play. I said in the national team, we are supposed to be polishing, but right now we are still teaching. We are building, and under 17, it's only 2 years into it. 17-year-olds that are in that team, amalas kepo because we are not exposed to international football from an early age. But it is for us and our team to go back and see where can we improve and be better. If we get out of this qualifier, we'll get out with style. Somebody would have given us 10. I was expecting for them to give more than 5 or 10. But guess what? We showed resilience. We showed hunger. We created opportunities. More experienced players, and with more grit and all of that international standard level of experience, we would have buried a couple of chances that we got. It was not one-sided.
Ask Lumega about this maturity of this Ethiopian team, because, I mean, we were sitting on the touchline and watching this and just shocked. But how do you then motivate your team in that moment? Because nabaya bona siyababuka abethi sithi awo dwinki bese siyabheka ngapha sithi cha kumetshwe ngempela. Obakhuthaza kanjani ngalowo mzuzu?
The only way to beat opponents that are much more mature than you, have much more experience, Spilon and all of that, is for us to have better leagues in South Africa from an early age. Is for us to make sure that even in the clubs we increase the intensity. Us as coaches have got a lot of work to do down there on the ground, because these girls come to me, I've got 8 days to just put them together and showpiece something that looks like it can be victorious for them when they play together, isn't it? So it's for us South Africans and Africa as a whole to say we need to improve the standard, because Bazos Shayala, Bohlangana in Nigeria that is more muscular, more stronger, more mature like them, then Zohlangana Imbilas Tut, Zubau too. But I'm happy with how the girls played, because one of the ways for us to try and combat that is to spend more time together, is to be more fitter, so that we can beat them with the speed, the touch, the decision making. But all of that comes with training at a certain level, playing at a certain level. So this is a standard. They know now what it means, because I've been telling them, but they've never felt it. They've never done it. I had goosebumps coming into the game. I had to go and drink. I didn't even eat pre-match meal, because I was nervous for them, knowing what it means. In my 30th cap, I could sit there and sing the national anthem, still nervous. It's their first cap in front of a crowd, and they displayed such hunger and grit. For me, I'm proud of them.
Certainly. Coach, let's talk about the officiating in this encounter. We could see in some of these moments when certain calls were made, there was some frustration coming from your end.
I think for me, officiating, I forget there's referees on the field. Because if I waste energy talking or thinking about the officiating, I forget to give good message to the players. I forget to look at them and help them, organize them. I waste so much energy. Emotion will always be there, and it's part of the game. It's part of the game. I'm just teaching them to say, forget about the referee and everything else. Get first on the ball. Play this, do that. Let me deal with everything else. But for me, I wasn't watching so much about the referee and what was happening, but I was more interested about how do we react after that. Do we argue with the referee to get a card, or we just go in and play?
Yes.
And that's what matters for me.
And talking about reactions, Coach, before Ngek Detela, I guess Kulumuguti now going into the second leg away, given this result here today, yini ocabanga ukuthi mhlambe kumele nifocus kuyona kangcono ukuze nikwazi ukwenza umsebenzi masenifike Ethiopia?
Into ebalulekile for mina, I can't focus on things I can't beat. I can't beat maturity, I can't beat match fitness, I can't beat physique and all of that. But I can beat how I prepare. I can beat how I speak to the coaches that are at the clubs, because these girls are going back to them to say, this is where we played, this is where we fought individually, these are the reports, let's help these players. In fortnight, we come back and we go in with the same spirit. I can never demand more from these kids, because I can't demand this high when we are there. But I need to gradually grow with them and not be over-ambitious and be naive and think that, you know, go out there and score 5, it will be 5-3. I need to be honest. Ethiopia displayed good football in important moments. In midfield, they were connecting the passes, finding spaces where we are opening up. It speaks to the fluidity that they have. It's for me to go back and say, how can I best help them recover from this? They are 15, 16, they are shattered because they think they didn't do well. So that is the first start. Is to build their confidence again, and then we go back, continue where we left off, where when we get that ball we play. When we make those mistakes, where do we make those mistakes? Because superwoman, it's impossible.
And it's a saka manje sizofika kulelo zinga kodwa sikafika kwamanje.
Yeah.
Sawubona kakhulu coach. That is, of course, Coach Simpiwe Dludlu of the Under-17 national team. It really was all about the 2022 Under-17 World Cup qualifiers here today. And we did see Tulu finding the back of the net for Ethiopia in that first half. And, of course, they found 2 second-half goals to put that proverbial nail in the coffin for the Ethiopian side. But Coach Dludlu, coming into this encounter, she did say these players, it's their first time playing at this level. It's their first time playing as a group. And it's also the debut for all of the players in the team. Uyacindezelela ke ucoach ukuthi iqembu leli lisakha. Umsebenzi wakhe manje is to just motivate the players and ensure that she builds up their confidence, because they are feeling very heartbroken in this moment. It's a young group of players. They are 14 years old, they are 15 years old playing at this level, and we really must commend the resilience and their strength that they showed. And of course, Coach Dludlu also speaking about the maturity of this Ethiopian side, which we saw here today. But that is a conversation for another day, of course. We do have Okoli Zondo, Pumudza Manager, as well as Gloria Brown in studio to dissect what we've seen unfold in this encounter. But from us here at the Bidvest Stadium, have yourselves a good afternoon.
Spog met 'n splinternuwe seisoen van Pasella.
Hoe voel dit vir jou om weer voor die Pasella kameras te wees?
Dis 'n rukkie, né? Ons was die beginspan wat in die 90's.
Dit is tyd om Pasella se 23 jaar te vier.
Pasella 23 jaar.
Dis jare sedert ek laas saam met julle gekuier het op Pasella.
Ongelooflik.
En by dit is daar 'n groot bonus wat vir kykers op die horison wink.
Wat sê jy?
Pasella stap terug in tyd met 13 ongelooflike episodes waar ons by van ons gunsteling aanbieders kuier.
Lady